The Total Media Sports Network presents the Portsmouth Football Game of the Week live on Kool TV. Now, let's go to the field for the pregame show.
Everyone, and welcome here inside Trojan Coliseum tonight, where Ohio High School football is already back upon us, where the Portsmouth Trojans host the Unioto Shermans. I'm Christian Downey alongside Coach Kurt Clifford and Chuck Greenslate. Coach Clifford will join us momentarily. Chuck, it's hard to believe that high school football is already back, but we're ready to rock and roll, and it should be another great season.
Boy, we are ready to rock and roll. What a great night it is. I love these Thursday night openers. Portsmouth traditionally opens up its season on a Thursday night. For years, it has been against the Valley Indians from Lucasville. Tonight, no Valley, but there's another team with a lot of purple in the uniform, and that's the Unioto Shermans, a big D4 school out of the Scioto Valley Conference. A lot of computer points on the line. I know it sounds odd to talk computer points going into the opening week of the season, but with the OHSAA cutting down from 16 teams being taken out of each region and moving on to the playoffs to 12, every game matters, every win matters, every computer point matters. But for Portsmouth, a lot of changes this year. No Chase Highland to turn around and hand the ball to. They've got some differences at quarterbacks. They've moved some personnel around, so I'm really excited to see what Bruce Cobb has concocted with this new group of personnel with a lot of people in different spots.
Well, as you said, Chuck, this is the first ever meeting between these two schools, between Unioto and Portsmouth. The Shermans have played a few Scioto County schools, but not Portsmouth. They are 0-2 against West, 2-6 against Notre Dame, and 2-5 against the Tartans. So anytime you have a game like this, Chuck, I know coaches always talk about it's unfamiliar territory. You don't play these teams every year. In this case, they've never played them. So like you said, I'm very interested to see as well what Coach Cobb what his game plan is tonight against a team that the Trojans have never played.
Yeah, definitely a lot of unknowns tonight, which adds to the element of excitement that is already evident in this opening night. Not only are the Trojans going to have to try to figure out their own identity, they've got to learn their opponent and learn it quick. And obviously, Coach Cobb and his staff have scouted the two scrimmages that Unioto played, but you can only tell so much from a scrimmage game. Here under the lights on this opening night of the season, I'm sure we'll see some different things from both sides. But Unioto, while the Shermans might not have fared too well against Scioto County teams throughout their history, they've had some good ball clubs as of late. They're coming off the back-to-back Scioto Valley championships, so this is a very solid program and should make for a very interesting evening.
You're listening to the SMC Sports Motion pregame show. SMC is proud to introduce the redesigned practice of the SMC Orthopedic Associates. These improvements integrate orthopedic surgery, physical medicine, and rehabilitation, and podiatry into a single comprehensive office. These key specialities work together to deliver coordinated, patient-centered care. By streamlining services, we aim to enhance communication among providers, improve continuity of care, and offer an elevated experience for our patients. SMC Orthopedic Associates, comprehensive care for a body in motion. You can call 740-356-1709 to schedule an appointment. We had the chance to catch up with Portsmouth head coach Bruce Cobb before tonight's game. That is coming up on the other side of the break. You're listening to High School Sports on Mix 99.3.
Full football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, Real Estate Gallery, and Conley River Terminal, the Scioto County Career Technical Center, Carpenters Local Union 437, the Glockner family of dealerships, Portsmouth Insurance, Monroe's Frame and Collision, the McKinley Funeral Home, as well as Collier Companies.
When you landscaping ideas, visit Portsmouth Block, 2700 Gallia Street, Portsmouth, where you'll find a full line of landscaping products such as decorative brick chips, landscaping block, brick pavers, retaining wall block, concrete landscaping edging, gravel, sand, and much more. Portsmouth Block sells to the public as well as to contractors. Create the fire pit, patio, wall, or water fountain. Everything you need for the ultimate landscaping look is at Portsmouth Block, 2700 Street in Portsmouth.
Tonight, the Portsmouth Trojans will kick off their 2025 high school football season hosting the Unioto. This is the SOMC Sports Motion pregame show coming to you on Mix 99.3. Christian Downey and Coach Kirk Clifford will be on the call to tell you about play this evening from the Portsmouth Coliseum. Joining me now is the head coach of the Trojans, Bruce Cobb. Coach, I know you have to be ecstatic to get this season underway.
Oh, definitely. It seemed like it was just yesterday we were getting ready to go out and stretch for camp, handing out equipment, bringing our, summer off-season lifting program to a close. And, next thing you know, 2 days are through, preseason's through, and here we are on this beautiful night getting ready to go kick off the season on Thursday night like usual here at the Coliseum.
Yeah, a Thursday night start to the season for your Trojans, but a different opponent. For several years you have kicked off against the Valley Indians. A little bit of jostling with the schedule this year for a lot of area schools, not just yourself and the Valley Indians, but tonight the Unioto Shermans, a foe that you're not overly familiar with. What can you tell us about them?
Well, it's something that came to be last year. Coach Crabtree at Valley and I sat down and talked, and, we kind of saw where the future laid for the conferences. As you know, this offseason we were formally accepted into the SOC starting in 2027. So, we kind of looked out and said, okay, we're going to have week one available. Who's there? And Unioto reached out, Coach Matt Hoops, and, this is a program that, they're a solid Division IV program, and in some ways knocking on the door of Division III. And, I thought, what? I said, we've been very proud of the progress our program's made these past 8 years or 7 years since I took over. I thought this would be a good test for our kids, When you face an opponent like Unioto, and although we don't have a lot of common opponents in the past, I mean, we've scrimmaged against Waverly, and they've played Waverly. We 7-on-7 with Piketon, and that's a league foe of theirs. We played Zane Trace there in the playoffs a few years ago. We played some of the same guys, but we've never really lined up on the gridiron against the Unioto Tanks. And so, but one thing we do notice, anytime you face a school of this size, they're going to have solid athletes at every position. That's a benefit of being a bigger school and playing Division IV football. They're not hiding an undersized kid at corner. They're not, they're going to have good, solid athletes at every position. So certainly have our work cut out for us tonight as we go out there.
Coach, I'm sure that scouting an unfamiliar foe in preparation for week one can be somewhat difficult. They've played a couple scrimmages. I'm sure you've collected some game notes and gotten some information, but what can you actually tell us about Unioto as far as what they do offensively, what they do defensively, and who some of their key players are?
Well, offensively, they remind me a lot of Waverly. That's something as we got to see them play their first scrimmage against Logan Allen, we thought, man, this reminds me of Waverly. That Waverly Jamboree is going to be good for us. That Waverly Jamboree has always been on our schedule as a team that throws the ball around a little bit more than usual, knowing that we're going to face a Fairland team in the league every year that's going to be very similar to Waverly. So, but this year it's going to pay off even more dividends. We faced a very good quarterback last week in the Jamboree against Waverly. Unioto brings in a really, really solid quarterback this week. This is a team that looks to be where they want to spread you out, make you defend them sideline to sideline, a lot of empty sets, and they're going to move the ball around, through the air. And so, our defensive secondary's had a really tough week in practice this week, both mentally and physically, getting ready to defend the passing attack of the Shermans. But at the same time, they have a very solid running game that we're going to have to be mindful of. And that's something that our defense has always been built strong, both schematically and physically, to stop the run. So, we've made some adjustments going in tonight to see how we stack up against a more passing attack-oriented team. Defensively, they've got a very active four-man front on defense, 3 linebackers. They're running a solid 4-3 with 2 high, very, very active safeties in the running game, And so, it's going to be a battle. And like you said, with Valley, year in and year out, especially under Coach Darren Crabtree, we kind of knew what we were getting. We had played them for so many years, opened up the season, and that short turnaround, playing a Jamboree on a Friday to a short week into a Thursday game, having that familiarity of the Valley Indians was helped that short turnaround go that much more smoothly. We found ourselves in a very different position this season with a short turnaround against a relatively unknown opponent to us. Yeah, we know where Unioto is. We know some of the teams they play, but not a team we're used to preparing for week in and week or year in and year out. So, we put our nose to the grindstone this week. We challenge our kids, and so I'm kind of to see how that game plan gets executed tonight.
I'm talking with the head coach of the Portsmouth Trojans, Bruce Cobb. And, Coach, as important as it is to know everything you can possibly know about your opponent, you also have to know your own guys and know your own team. And you graduated some really good players off of last year's squad. maybe most notably Chase Highland, who has been an outstanding back or was an outstanding back for your ball club over the last couple of years. So you've definitely got some holes to fill. What kind of team can we expect to see from Portsmouth this year, and who are some of the players you're going to rely on heavily to fill the void of some of the graduates from last year's team?
Well, we've always taken a lot of pride offensively that we've been able to adapt. Even going back to my first year as head coach here at Trojans, I had a phenomenal running back in Talon Parker, goes off for 2,500 yards his first season with me. And then the next year, what did everyone do? They're going to do everything they can to stop Talon Parker, and they load the box. So we had to go from more of a two-back, under-center, tight end-based team to where that second year of the Portsmouth Trojans, where I was at the helm, we had to spread it out, make them defend us sideline to sideline so we don't have such loaded boxes to stop Talon Parker. I still remember that first week, my second year, Talon Parker's senior year, when Talon Parker goes out and he rushes for under 30 yards. And that's tough sledding for a kid that had just rushed for 2,500. But the kid also accounted for 5 touchdowns because we had to find other ways to get him the ball. And that was the tale of that season. I learned a lot as a coach how to grow and how to adapt. Sometimes you got to adapt to the players you have, but also you got to adapt to what defenses are going to do to stop those players you have. And so you're going to see a very different Portsmouth Trojan team out here tonight, where we've always been traditionally two-back tight end these past couple of years with Chase Highland. We're spreading things out a little more. We got a very, very capable quarterback in Marquez Locklear. We got a couple dynamic running backs in D. Parker and Fernando Poches. And we've got a good supporting cast at receiver to where I think, between Locklear's ability with his arm as well as his legs, and then what both Poches and Dontavian Parker bring to the table, with receivers like Williams and Johnson or Henderson and Skurlock and Malone, what we have out wide, I think offensively we can call some teams some fit this year. Now, we got a lot of them, so this offseason and this preseason we've been trying to see where all the pieces fit into that puzzle, and I'm excited to see how that work comes to play out tonight.
And coaches, I'm sure you would agree, no matter whether you're a run-oriented team or more of a passing offense, whether it's a spread formation or whether it's tight splits, everybody in there together, it all starts up front. Tell me a little bit about your offensive line.
There's another place where we lost a couple key pieces up front, and Dylan Sanderlin and Landon Bourne. But we have the rest of the guys back. You're still going to see, Wesley Runyon, Bubba Fletcher, John Carter out there. We have James Thurman, who's coming in this year and help us out a little bit. He was sort of that sixth man on the O-line last year. Nick Donnelly also saw a lot of reps last year due to injury at times from some of the others. We got a young guy that's a freshman that has really shown a lot of promise. Alex Martinez is stepping there and playing center for us. So, those big guys, those big guys I've always held near and dear to my heart, being a big guy myself, they know that, it starts up front. And they're going to have to lead this team tonight. And you're going to have to make sure they protect that quarterback. They're going to make sure they open the holes for those running backs. And so I think they're up for the challenge.
Coach, you mentioned those skill athletes on the offensive side of the football a short while ago. Usually when you have some athletic players with a little bit of speed, that can lead to some big plays on special teams, returns most notably. How do you feel about your special teams units?
I feel pretty good. We got Jacob Roth back. He's healthy. He's going to be doing all the kicking duties for us, both as place kicker and field goals and kicking off for us. We still have the dynamic Cam Williams, who can not only, this is a young man that played 11, 12 games for us as quarterback his freshman year. This is a young man that does a good job punting the ball for us as well as returning the ball for us. So, he's a lot like his older brother that graduated last year. He's lightning in a bottle. But then you've got some very capable young men like Skurlock, like I said, Dontavian Parker, that, are just those quick, fast athletes that, given the right scene, given that right opportunity, they can take it to the house. So, we've taken a lot of pride in our special teams, so there's something that I think those young men are going to come in tonight prepared. Once again, it's tough when you have an opponent you haven't faced before. So, we try to get as much of that off the film as we can. But we've tried to prepare for every scenario we could possibly think of, because there's not a lot of special teams in your scrimmages, and what special teams you have in the Jamboree are often not live. But like I said, those skilled kids, and we have a lot of them this year. That seems to be where the strength of our team is, those different athletes. And so I'm always excited to see what happens when you get the ball to them in space, whether it's through a kick return or throw a quick pass or even coming from the backfield. It's nice to watch those guys go to work.
Coach, what can we expect defensively?
Well, we've been a solid 4-4 team ever since I took over. We're built to stop the run, and we're going to dare you to pass. This is a team that's going to pass. So we always liked having quick defensive ends. We got a senior in Zyrell Stubbs that kind of came out of nowhere for us, who's been making some waves at defensive end. Cason Myers, this is a young man that came to us in the off season from another school in the area. Moved into our district. Those guys we're still sticking with that format of fast, just disruptive defensive ends. We got the big guys that are playing up front in the offensive line are going to be rotating there in the middle with us. We'll add Andrew Cole to that mix as well. Linebacker, we bring back, Trevin Brooks. He has had a solid career for us here at Portsmouth High School. He played outside linebacker as a sophomore, moved to the inside last year. Just a disruptive force, a great sideline-to-sideline middle linebacker that has a nose for the ball and just a head for the game. Really, really excited to see him lead that defense there in the middle. You'll see, James Thurman as well, kind of try to fill those shoes of Dylan Sanderlin. And, outside we have Fernando Pocius and Dee Parker, who, played a lot of outside linebacker for us last year. So having that experience back, I think, has really helps us up, on the defensive side of the ball. Same thing with Caleb Johnson and Leland Skurlock, two guys that played for us 12 games last year, back there in the defensive secondary. And there's a young junior, J.J. Henderson, who's really had a heck of an offseason, and you'll get to see what he can do at corner tonight as well.
Coach, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, and best of luck to you and your Portsmouth Trojans as you get this season rolling tonight hosting Unioto.
Thanks, Chuck, and you have a good night, too.
Appreciate you, buddy. That is Coach Bruce Cobb of the Portsmouth Trojans, and this is the SOMC Sports Motion pregame show on Mix 99.3.
Since 1937, the McKinley Funeral Home has been there for families in a most stressing time of need. They've been there with their comfort and understanding, and the McKinley Funeral Home will continue to serve area families with a commitment even deeper than before. Call the McKinley Funeral Home and talk with their friendly, knowledgeable staff, always willing to go that extra step in making sure you're well pleased. That's the McKinley Funeral Home, located on U.S. Route 23 in Lucasville.
Phone 740-259-2481.
Hi, I'm Nancy Hawk, the owner of Real Estate Gallery. I'm inviting you to contact any of our professional realtors for all of your real estate needs, or visit our website at realestategallery.com. Real Estate Gallery Incorporated, Portsmouth and Wheelersburg.
Real Estate Gallery, we'll be there every step of the way. Real Estate Gallery.
When you need limestone, contact the Conley River Terminal at 5150 Gallia Street in Portsmouth, right along US 52 near Sciotaville. The Conley River Terminal has stockpiled limestone, which makes a great base for driveways and patios. Stop in or call 776-7634. Success starts with a great foundation, and nothing makes a better base than limestone. Contact the Conley River Terminal at 776-7634. Online at conleytrucking.net.
Combine over 75 years of experience and over a quarter of a century attention for your transmission. You're talking Suburban Transmission. At Suburban Transmission, you can go with confidence in taking your transmission troubles to them for professional service. Suburban Transmission guarantees all of their rebuilt transmission work, putting you back on the road safe and satisfied. Suburban Transmission of Sciotaville. Phone 776-2331. Their reputation in your vehicle rides on every job they do.
Scotty Simmons is in the Facility and Building Maintenance program at the Scioto County Career Technical Center. Scotty is a senior from Portsmouth West High School who is on the Senators track team. Scotty, what do you like about the Scioto County CTC and your program?
I like my program because, you get to learn how to weld, do, bricklaying, construction, stuff like that.
The Scioto County CTC, a proven past for building a better future.
Welcome back here inside the Trojan Coliseum, where the Portsmouth Trojans are hosting the Unioto Shermans alongside Coach Kirk Clifford, Christian Downey here with you. And you're listening to High School Sports on Mix 99.3. You're listening to the SMC Sports Motion pregame show. For over 45 years, the Counseling Center has established itself as the region's leader in behavioral health care, providing everything from substance abuse disorder treatment to mental health counseling, primary care, youth therapy, vocational development, and even job placement services. The Counseling Center employs over 600 people, caring employees who believe that every human deserves help. We all know someone that people at the Counseling Center want to help them, and since 1980, that's exactly what they've been doing. You can learn more at thecounselingcenter.org, or you can phone 740-354-6685. Coach, I hope you had a great offseason. It's hard to believe that we're already back getting ready to kick this thing off. What are some keys for you to this game if the Trojans want to get off to a hot start this year in the win column?
They got quite a few guys back on the offensive side of the ball, but, and we got to say that, they've lost their starting quarterback. They lost their All-Ohio running back.
Yes.
They lost another receiver out wide, and they lost two offensive linemen, one being the center. So you've got that debacle to deal with, a brand-new center with a brand-new quarterback. The guys are listening to a brand-new cadence and the inexperience factor. Defensively, Portsmouth's always been tough to run on, it seems like. Even when they've given up yards and big plays, for the most part, it's been in the passing game.
Yes.
I think they need to shore up their pass defense. It's been, I think the scheme needs to be tweaked a little bit, and hopefully they did in the offseason. I think there's too many times during the game where they're leaving in the middle of the field wide open and jumping into man coverage, which that's fine if you're going to bring a bunch of guys, but they historically don't blitz a lot. So hopefully if they're going to jump into that man coverage, you'll bring those outside linebackers and heat the quarterback up. But this is a formidable opponent.
Yeah.
I look back, they're 27-3 the last 3 years in regular season. So I don't care who they're playing. You win 27 out of 30 games, that's nothing to sneeze at. These guys can play some football. And if you notice when they came down the sideline, there's about 50 of them.
Yeah, they're a big team, Coach. And like you said, 27 wins in 3 years. Anytime you're winning 9 games a season, I think you're doing something right.
Oh, yeah, there's always going to be somebody complaining because you lost that one.
Right.
I found that out. But, they've got a lot of kids. The numbers translates to more depth. And talking to some of the Portsmouth coaches, that's one concern that they have is the depth factor. It's just not there.
Well, let's meet the officials for tonight's game. They are presented in honor of Matt Orn and are sponsored by Mr. Reuter Plumbing, Little Septic Service, Little Grease and Trout Removal, and Little's Excavating. All of those are in Wittersburg. Mr. Reuter Plumbing prides itself on customer care. Little Septic Service has been serving the region since 1964 and always strives to stay out of your yard and, if possible, off your driveway. Restaurant owners, Little Grease and Trout Removal can get in and out quickly with minimal impact on your business, and Little's Excavating is the only area excavator licensed and aeration design. Tonight, the officials donning the stripes will be referee Lance Eastham, umpire Tyler Markham, line judge Mike Lemons, head linesman Phil Porter, back judge Cole Kiley, and center judge Tyler Michael. We will take a 60-second timeout. When we return, we will have the Valerie 4 starting lineups and get things kicked off. It's Ohio High School football, Week 1, Portsmouth and Unioto. You're listening and watching high school football on Total Media Sports and Mix 99.3.
To reveal to you that our church exists to bring people to Jesus Christ, to tell them of a Savior who loves them and gave his life for them on the cross at Calvary, conquered death, rose up from the grave, and made salvation possible for every person. If you have questions about this person named Jesus Christ, come see us. Visit becausefcalvary.com and be our guest at Calvary Baptist Church.
Welcome back here inside the Coliseum. The Portsmouth Trojans hosting the Unioto Shermans, the first ever meeting between these two teams. Alongside Coach Clifford, Christian Downey here with you. You're listening to the SOMC Sports Motion pregame show here at the Coliseum. It's now time to meet the starting lineups presented by Valerie Ford by US 23 in Waverly. Remember, all roads lead to Valerie Ford of Waverly online at valerieford.com. First off, the starting lineup for the Portsmouth Trojans. They'll go like this. The Trojan offense, quarterbacked by Marquez Lothar. The running backs, Fernando Pochis and Parker. The running backs, Cam Williams, Trevin Brooks, Johnson and Malone Skurlock. They'll lead those wide receivers. And, of course, the line, Runny and Donnelly, Martinez, Fletcher, and Carter. That defense is very similar to the offense. On the defensive line, it'll go like this. Myers, Runyon, Fletcher, Stubbs. The linebackers, Pochis, Parker, Thurman, and Brooks. And that Trojan secondary, Johnson, Henderson, and Skurlock. For the Unioto Shermans, their starting lineup will go like this on offense. Their starting quarterback, a junior, Isaac Coy. Start running back is a senior, David Long. He'll start offense and defense on the linebacker spot. Javon Smith will start at tight end and as well as defensive end. Jackson Zickafoos and Judah Zickafoos will start at wide receivers and defensive backs. Walker Sims will also start at wide receiver and defensive back. The offensive and defensive line for the Shermans, Donzel Newland, the junior, Nick Gibson Mallory, the freshman offensive lineman, Sean Bodicker. He'll also start on the line, as well as Caden Clendaniel and Peyton Utsi, along with Cameron Shackelford, the junior. Those are the starting lineups presented by Valerie Ford. And, Coach, I know it's been a crazy offseason. This is Portsmouth's last year in the OVC, going to the SOC next year. So I know they're hoping for last hurrah, I guess, so far in this Ohio Valley Conference.
Yeah, I think the conference is going to be pretty much wide open this year. Just to scuttlebutt up and down the river, because I still have a few contacts. Not too many. I'm getting older.
Right.
But it seems to be the same thing. Portsmouth and Fairland. But I guess Coal Grove is pretty good this year.
Yes.
So, I look forward to boil down to those three again, and it's going to be whoever gets the break at the time. And, we saw that last year when Fairland beat Portsmouth down here on those two Hail Marys and the controversial play at the end of the ball game.
Portsmouth donning their home red jerseys, white pants, red helmet with a Trojan head on the side. Unioto donning their away white uniforms, white jerseys, white pants with a black and gold stripe down the pants and on the shoulders of the jersey. White helmets with purple numerals on the side. Portsmouth will get the ball to start off this game, and we anticipate a whale of a game tonight.
Well, I'm just glad this is here. It's the best part of the year.
The opening kickoff is brought to you by Harris Floor Covering, 610 9th Street in Portsmouth, as well as Harris Outdoors at 616 9th Street in Portsmouth. Harris Floor Covering is the area's leading floor covering contractor that has everything for all your floor covering needs. You can call Stephen Harris 353-7959. Again, you can also visit Harris Outdoors for firearms and hunting equipment.
I tell you, I know this refereeing crew, one of the few that's still around.
Yep.
They got some new guys, but I know the basis of them. I know where they came from, and I tell you what, I hired them every year. They're good. They're a good crew.
Yeah, a good veteran crew, absolutely.
They are a good crew. They don't see color. They just go play. They don't care who's in the red and who's in the purple. So I'm looking forward to this.
Absolutely. And it looks like we're getting the clock situated here. Oh, there's a drone in the air. Okay, so we're waiting for it to get on the ground here, and looks like we are ready to kick this thing off. Kicking off for Unioto will be Liam Matney. And returning for the Trojans, Trevin Brooks, along with Leland Skurlock. And Cam Williams is back there as well. It's going to be a squib kick taken by Landon Malone, and he'll just fall down on it right at the 31-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will take over the new-look Trojan offense. Marquez Locklear.
I'm anxious to see if they come out with a little bit of up-tempo.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. I know getting ready to play up-tempo teams is tough first game out of the chute, so let's see what they try to do.
Well, they'll start off this possession, 1st and 10 on their own 32-yard line. And it looks like we're still waiting momentarily here, and here we go. Here's Locklear in the shotgun set. And he's got Poaches right beside him on his left hip. It's going to be a sweep play right side to Poaches. He'll reverse field, and he'll be spun down for a gain of a couple yards by a couple of Shermans.
You know, we talked about that inexperience factor. Poaches is a heck of a running back. He's going to run up in there hard.
Yes.
But a seasoned veteran would have let that develop a little bit more, and he had him in a little bit of an alley. But that will come. You know, that a lot of things these guys are going to deal with isn't going to be talent. It's going to be lack of experience, and that's a key.
Another shotgun set here for PHS. This time Poaches is on the right hip of Locklear. Another play. It's going to be the same play. Sweep play to the left side. This time Poaches has some room. Poaches to the 40. First down and more. Poaches will get a big gain on that one. And, Coach, that's a great start for the Trojans. But we have a flag on the play, and this one's coming back. It's going to be a penalty on the Trojans. And this will be a holding against Portsmouth. And I know, Coach, those holding penalties will drive you crazy because they say those are drive killers.
Well, unfortunately, Portsmouth has a habit of getting a lot of penalties. But that time Poaches let that play develop.
Yes.
And he got on the perimeter, and we saw what he could do. He's got good explosion.
So the down will remain the same. This time, though, it'll be 2nd and 18 for the Trojans. To get a first down, they're going to need to get to their own 42-yard line as Locklear gets a play call from the coaching staff. And you can tell, Coach, they have a lot of new young players. It's taking a little bit more time to get the play into the field.
Yes, it is.
Shotgun set again here for the Trojans. Locklear claps his hands a couple times, takes a snap. It's a high snap. He has to track it down, rolling to his right. He gets it out to a man. That's Poaches. Evades a Sherman, and Poaches will get upended short of the 20. Boy, Locklear did a great job to make sure that that was not a turnover for the Trojans, but right now PHS living a little dangerously in the backfield.
Yep, going the wrong way. You know what? The OHSAA manages to change rules and add rules and delete rules every year. And the one rule that's obvious that they have not touched is why in the world do they have the beanbag that marks a fumble the same color as a flag?
Yeah. So a loss of 6 that time for the Trojans. It'll be 3rd and 24 for Portsmouth on their own 23-yard line. 10.5 to go here in the first quarter. Heavy shotgun so far early for the Trojans. Poaches on the left side again of Locklear. He'll take the snap. He's going to roll to his left, fires it. That is caught by Johnson. Gets to the 25 to the 30, and he'll get back just about to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a 4th and long for Portsmouth.
That's a good play call,
yes.
Good safe play call. You don't want to keep the ball in the young quarterback's hands for a long period of time, especially in his first game out. Get it in his hands and let him put it into the hands of the guys that run fast. And, you know, they had a nice pickup. They had about a 12-yard pickup on that play.
Yeah, they just are a yard short of where the original line of scrimmage is. So the Trojans will punt this away. Jackson Zickafoos will return this for the Shermans. Looks like Portsmouth is still seeing who they want to put out there on this punt team. No score as we just started this football game, just shy of a couple minutes ago. And Poaches looks like he is going to stand back to punt this for the Trojans. Nope, now it's going to be Williams. Okay, it was Poaches. So here is Williams. And it's going to be, that was almost blocked. The Zickafoos will take it at the 35 for Unioto. Zickafoos.
Oh, where's it behind the block?
To the 40. Yep, there's a flag. Zickafoos at the 50. Zickafoos to the 40 on the Portsmouth side of the field, and he'll be dragged down at around the 32-yard line. But, Coach, you saw it from up here. That's going to be a penalty against
That's
the
pretty
Shermans.
obvious.
Yes.
And I think their coach knows it's pretty obvious because he's giving the business to the guilty party.
The Sherman offense is led by junior quarterback Isaac Coy. He threw for over 2,500 yards last year and over 24 touchdown passes.
Wow.
And the senior David Long is also the two main parts of this offense, Coach, that the Trojan defense is going to have to watch out for tonight. So to Unioto, we'll see where they spot this. They're going to put this down, it looks like, at the 26-yard line. So after the penalty, that's where the Shermans will start their first possession on offense tonight. And here we go. We'll get our first look at the Shermans tonight. Out of the SVC, the Souda Valley Conference, a Division IV school. These teams have never met. The first ever meeting between Portsmouth and Unioto, and Unioto comes out, spreads it out. An empty backfield for the Shermans. Kool is back there by himself. And we already have a flag that comes in from the sideline. And it looks like the officials are conversing. It is going to be an encroachment against the defense. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. It's not quite the way you want to start off the game if you're on defense, I don't think, if you're the Trojans. So it'll be a 1st and 5 for the Shermans now. So now they'll get it on their own 31-yard line. No score. Just started this game 2 minutes ago. 10 minutes left in the first quarter. And Unioto will switch up their formation now. It's going to be Kool along with Cody Braden in the backfield. And here's a sweep. This is going to be an end around now to Levi Beam. And Beam has some blocking, and he's going to be tackled down at around the 40-yard line. That's going to be good for a first down. And the Shermans are off to a good start.
I thought the Portsmouth linebackers came up, played pretty well, but they didn't get the fill back.
Yeah.
Got to try to stretch that thing out as long as you can.
1st and 10 for the Shermans on their own 40-yard line.
As long as that guy's running parallel to the line of scrimmage, he's not gaining any yards.
Right.
So, we'll see what they continue to do.
And the Shermans come up out of the huddle, lined up again this time in the shotgun set. This time Long is in the backfield on the left hip of Kool. 3 wide receivers to the right far sideline. It's going to be a handoff to Long, right side, and a good tackle in the backfield that time. Just a gain of maybe 1 by Brooks.
Oh, who else?
Yeah, I feel like we called his name 100 times last season.
I tell you what, we saw a lot of different football teams last year.
Yep.
And including in the playoff games, I never saw a linebacker better than Trevin Brooks last year.
Yes.
He was that good.
Empty backfield now for Unioto. Kool back there all by himself. In the gun, he'll take the shotgun snap, look to his right, steps up, fires to the right. That is going to be caught by Braden Harsha. And he'll be just shy of, looks like, or are they going to give it to him? Looks like they're
He's got about 4 yards to go.
Yeah, he's going to be short about 3 or 4 yards. So, yeah, when we have an official's timeout. It's going to be 3rd, about 4 for the Shermans, as the clock will now be signaled to roll on. And you can tell, Coach, both teams they're doing a lot of subbing. They're still figuring out, it looks like, who they want out there.
Sure, every coach in Ohio is this weekend.
Yes. Another shotgun set again for Unioto. That's primarily what they're going to line up in tonight. Kool, and it's going to be another handoff to the wide receiver, Cody Braden. And Braden's going to get a big gain across the first down marker.
We got a hold down there.
Yep. We'll see what the officials decide here. Unioto is acting like it's might be on them, but we'll see. No score here at the Coliseum. 8:53 left in the first quarter. Still no sign of what the penalty is yet. And looks like it's going to be on Unioto. Now all the officials will come in and huddle themselves. Boy, I don't think you could ask for a better night weather-wise for football, Coach. 75 degrees, partly cloudy.
You know how this drives me crazy. Just
false start against the Shermans. So
they had to huddle that long to decide somebody flinched.
So to go from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9 for Unioto on their own 41-yard line. They need to get it right to the 50 for a first.
Well, they know Portsmouth's going to line up in man coverage. Let's see if they don't try to isolate somebody out wide.
Yeah. Shotgun set again here for Unioto.
They're empty, too. So this will be the guy that, now they're going extra protection.
Braden and Long will go back in the backfield with Kool. Kool steps back to throw, goes way deep down the field to Zickafoos. It's intercepted by the Trojans. That's Leland Skurlock. And the Trojans will get their first turnover on the year.
Isolate a guy on a 3rd down and 9. If you throw a pick down the field, it's the same as a punt.
Yep.
No argument with the play call. I thought Portsmouth did a nice job leaving the guy free back in the middle.
So the Trojans will take over after that interception by Skurlock on their own 27-yard line. And that's a big turnover, Coach, because Unioto was getting a good drive going.
They're a well-coached football team. They just got the jitters like everybody else does.
Yep. And another shotgun set this time for the Trojans. Locklear back there along with Poaches. Trips to the left far sideline, and we have some early movement before the snap. And this is going to be a false start against Portsmouth. So I'll make it 1st and 15 for the Trojans. 8.5 minutes left in this first quarter. No score. I'll back Portsmouth up to their own 22-yard line.
Those are mental discipline penalties right there.
As Locklear gets the play call, looks down at his wristband for the play. Poaches on the right side of Locklear this time in the gun. Bunch set, high snap. Locklear gets it, looking for somewhere to go. And Locklear is going to just tiptoe out of bounds to make sure that nothing else bad happens. Looks like, Coach, they're having some snap issues early on in this ball game.
Yeah, they are. They're negative yardage. They can't get anything going right now. They're going to keep having penalties and keep having bad snaps. It's going to be a real long night. I think we saw Unioto's got some good offensive schemes going, and once they start clicking, if we don't, it's going to be a long night.
Play lost 2 yards. 2nd and 17 now for Portsmouth on their own 20. Here's Locklear in the gun. Poaches back there with him on his right side. Another long snap. Locklear has to track it down, and he gets sacked in the backfield by Unioto. That was a big sack by the Shermans. Well, I tell you what, Evan Johnson got back there in a hurry. Man.
Oh, well, I tell you what, this is if they can't get this solved, this is going to be a severe problem for them.
So now 3rd and long, 3rd and 27 for Portsmouth. They need to get all the way to their own 37-yard line for a first.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't let Marquez go down the field.
Now,
he's got a pretty live arm.
Yeah, now a pistol set for the Trojans. Locklear fires. It's going to be batted down by Unioto. Good defensive play that time by Cody Braden. And now bring up a 4th and 27 for Portsmouth. 7.5 to go in the game. In the first quarter, excuse me. No score.
That's a blown assignment up front. Somebody has to power kick to get that guy on the edge, and if you got your running back sitting opposite of the guy on this left side, he can't get across to block that guy quick enough. He just came clean.
And Unioto this time will have 2 Shermans back to return this punt. It's going to be Zikafus along with Levi Beam. They're standing back at around the 46-yard line of Portsmouth. Cam Williams will punt this. And the punt is going to be high, end over end, and it's going to be fair caught by Zikafus at around the 37-yard line. And that's where the Unioto Shermans will take over their second offensive possession of the game. Their first one ended in a Leland Skurlock interception. And, Coach, I'm sure Portsmouth would like nothing more than another turnover right now.
Yeah, well, they're in 4-down territory now. So if they can get any kind of a run game, get on Portsmouth perimeter, they're going to. Portsmouth's got some beef up there in the middle. And with Trevin Brooks playing right behind them, I think they're going to be pretty tough to run on up the middle because they've got some big old guys in there. But look for them to try to get on the perimeter because Portsmouth lost their perimeter players from last year.
1st and 10 for the Shermans on the Trojan 37-yard line. 7.5 to go in the first quarter. Here's Kool in the backfield along with Long on his right side. And Coy will take the snap. It's a play-action fake. Looks down the field, fires one down the seam. It's going to be, what a catch by Unioto. Wow. That was Jack Welch who hung on to that one. And, boy, he got belted over the middle. Credit to him, Coach, to hang on to that thing.
Yeah, that was a nice hit. That was Cameron Williams.
Jack Welch, a senior receiver, and Unioto now is in the red zone. The Quality Heating and Air red zone. Quality Heating and Air is located on Route 52 in Sugar Grove. Empty backfield again for Unioto. This is Coy. And looks like this might be some early movement again for the Shermans. And no, it's going to be an encroachment against Portsmouth. So that's another 5-yard penalty against the Trojans, and the field possession gets better and better for Unioto.
Yeah, that's 4 penalties in 5 minutes. That's unacceptable.
Sherman spread him out again. Here's Coy. Takes a snap. It's going to be a quick throw to the right to Welch, and Welch gets tackled. No, he breaks it, and then a bunch of Trojans come and make sure he doesn't get any farther. That's Pochus, Skurlock, a hoist of Portsmouth players.
Number 17 for Portsmouth, J.J. Henderson did an outstanding job getting off that block and putting a lick on that man. They held that for no gain.
2nd and 5 for Unioto on the Trojan 15-yard line. 6:20 left in the first quarter. No score. Unioto is in the red zone, knocking on the door. They come out once again in the shotgun set. As we have, looks like maybe some type of an equipment malfunction. And Portsmouth's going to have to sub in a player. Looks like maybe one of the Trojan players is having some issues with his helmet. So Trojans will sub in.
Look for a fade down here in the end zone.
Here's Coy. It's going to be a end-around handoff. And this is Braden, and Braden gets inside the 10-yard line. And that's going to be a 1st and goal for the Shermans.
You know, they've had some success getting on Portsmouth's perimeter. And that was the one thing that we touched base on it. And when you've got all that heft up front, that stud in the middle with Trevin Brooks, you know, the right way to go is to set up your inside game by getting them outside.
1st and goal for Unioto on the Trojan 9. Here's Coy in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He's rolling to his right. Now he's going to take it himself. And Coy trying to spin his way out of a couple of tackles, but a good job by that Trojan linebacking group to get him down. Guess who? Trevin Brooks.
Yeah, I think we had a misalignment there because we actually had a guy lined up in a shade technique on the nose and nobody on the defensive line until we got outside shoulder of the offensive tackle over there. And that just created on. I don't know if that was a called play or if that quarterback, being the veteran and he is, decided I'm going to take a snap and I'm going to run in that gap because that was a big gap, a natural gap to run in.
3-yard gain that time by the quarterback, Coy. It's 2nd and goal now for the Shermans on the Trojan 6-yard line. Just under 5 minutes left here in this first quarter. No score here from Portsmouth High School as the Shermans now come up, lined up in the shotgun set as Braden is a little bit behind on the left side of Coy. It's a handoff to Braden up the middle. Braden trying to spin his way into the end zone, but he's going to be just short at around the 2-yard line.
As long as they keep lining up like that, that's where that ball's going to go.
Yes.
For the fans at home, if you could imagine an offensive line, they're going to speed it up here.
No huddle offense now for the Shermans. 3rd and goal from the 2. Here's Coy. It's going to be another handoff to Braden, and this time he gets in for a Sherman touchdown, 6-0 Unioto. And there's been a change in score. Changes happen quickly, especially when you get your tires changed at Bob and Floyd's on Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. So 6-0 Shermans, and now Unioto will come on to attempt the point after, and this will be Liam Matney. So here we go. It's a good snap, good hold. The extra point by Matney is going to be good. 4:22 left in the first quarter. Unioto strikes first at 7-0 Shermans. Back in 30 seconds on Mix 99.3.
Glockner family of dealerships offers the top brands: Chevrolet, GMC, Honda, Toyota, Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. Glockner has an amazing selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Ask about the Glockner Guarantee. 12-month, 12,000-mile new vehicle premier coverage and 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage included on qualifying used makes and models. Credit issues? No problem. Glockner Auto Credit will finance your future, not your past. Shop online at Glockner.com. At Glockner, we make it easy.
All right, welcome back here to the Coliseum at Portsmouth High School where the Unioto Shermans lead now 7-0 alongside Coach Kirk Clifford. Christian down here with you, and alongside Mr. Chuck Greenslate. And Chuck, let's take a look at that scoring drive brought to you by Nancy Hawk, the Real Estate Gallery, Williamsburg and Portsmouth. You can catch them online at realestategallery.com and call them at 574-9902.
Well, Christian, it did not take the Unioto Shermans long on that drive because they didn't have too far to go. That was a 6-play drive, which covered 37 yards. It was capped off by a 3-yard run, courtesy of Cody Braden, and Liam Matney added the point after to make it 7-0 Shermans at the 4:22 mark in the first period.
Thank you so much, Chuck. And like Chuck said, Coach, it did not take them long. Once you give them good field position inside your own 40, this team is very explosive.
I think that coach, and this is just trying to second guess, he saw Portsmouth's alignment, and that's why he hurried up on that third play to score a touchdown. Then just not let them get a chance to make their adjustment.
Skurlock and Williams back to return for the Trojans, and Matney will kick off for the Shermans. And here's Skurlock. He takes it at the 2. Skurlock gets to the 10, to the 15. Skurlock trying to find his blockers. Skurlock, and he'll be tackled. He fumbles. He loses control of it. Luckily for the Trojans, that ball will roll out of bounds, so it'll remain with PHS. And, boy, that's a break that the Portsmouth needed right there, Coach. And it looks like we might have an injured Trojan down. We will take a 60-second timeout, and we'll be back after this. You're listening to High School Sports on WNXT.
A remodel can be exciting like a walk down the red carpet. Or it can be exciting like a stroll over hot coals. If you're going to do a remodel, do it right. Consult with a Waypoint Living Spaces dealer designer. They will work with you to determine your style and deliver exactly what you had in mind. On time, on budget, easy.
Tri-State Kitchens at 8516 Ohio River Road, Wheelersburg is your local Waypoint dealer. Phone 740-574-2802. High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Little's Septic Service, Little's Grease Trap Removal, Little's Excavating, and Mr. Rooter Plumbing. The Counseling Center, Clark's Pump and Shop, First State Bank, the Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware, Appalachian Marketing Media, and Dyer Insurance.
Welcome back here inside the Coliseum, where Leland Skurlock is walking off under his own power, thankfully. And Coach,
Hard.
Boy, he did get hit hard, Coach, and another break for Portsmouth. He fumbled, but it went out of bounds, so they retained possession, and that's huge. 7-0 Unioto as Portsmouth will start this possession on offense on their own 19-yard line as they trail 7-0 with 4:13 left in the first quarter. Single back formation now for the Trojans. Locklear. This is going to be a handoff but a flag, and it's going to be a false start against the Trojans. Boy. That's going to make it 1st and 15 now for Portsmouth. Seems like, Coach, it's one of those games where it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Well, you know, they're going to have to get a good dose of reality check and some mental discipline. That's I think 6 penalties in 8 minutes. That's unheard of.
1st and 15 for Portsmouth on their own 14-yard line. They trail 7-0. Single back formation again for Portsmouth. This is a handoff left side to Pochus. Reverses field. Pochus has some room. Pochus to the 20. Pochus to the 30. And Pochus will be pushed out of bounds at around the 31-yard line. And that is a huge play that Portsmouth desperately needed.
I think that's a proper way to put it. Hey, Portsmouth was desperate for something to happen. Now they got a little bit of breathing room.
How spoiled, Coach, has Portsmouth been the last few years with running backs? You go from Talon Parker to Chase Highland and now Fernando Pochus.
Fernando will do well. But like, we've talked, he's a first-year running back. He got some mop-up time last year. But it might not be a good idea to those guys are great run blockers up front. Maybe Portsmouth needs to get into some running game before they start getting into the passing.
1st and 10 again here for the Trojans. This is another handoff to Pochus. Pochus trying to find some room, and he will be tackled in the backfield by David Long. Right at around the 30-yard line. That play is going to lose a yard for the Trojans. This is going to be 2nd and 11 for Portsmouth on their own 30. They trail 7-0 with 3:40 left in the first quarter. As Locklear gets the call from Coach Cobb on the sideline. 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0. Unioto leads. Single back formation now for the Trojans. Locklear under center. It's going to be a play-action bootleg, and he's going to have to let this go early. It's up in the air, and it falls down to the turf. Boy, that was in danger of getting intercepted. There was a couple of Shermans in the area, Coach, that might have had a shot to take that thing to the house.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're not getting a little bit better time to throw.
3rd and 11 for
they're right on Marquez. They're right on him.
3rd and 11 for Portsmouth on their own 30. 3:12 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Unioto. As Portsmouth once again, Locklear getting the call from the sideline. As Locklear looks down at his wristband, and they're going to come lined up now in the pistol set. Here's Locklear and another flag. And we'll see
delay game.
What this one might be. No sign yet.
I think they got 12 guys on the field.
They haven't signaled yet, Coach, but I believe you're right. It was on Unioto because they just gave Portsmouth 5 yards. That's going to make things a lot easier. It goes from 3rd and 11 to 3rd and 6. So 3rd and 6 for the Trojans on their own 35. They trail 7-0. Just over 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Pistol set now for PHS. Here's Locklear. Takes a snap, looks to throw. He's going to swing it out now to Parker, and Parker's going to be swallowed up right at the line to gain. Boy, right at the line of scrimmage as Parker swallowed up, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Trojans. Looked like at first, Coach, that Dontavion Parker had some room to run, and then these Sherman linebackers just closed that gap quick.
Very active.
That'll be 4th and 8 now for Unioto as Zikafus will go back to return the punt for Unioto, and Kane Williams will punt this away for the Trojans. Zikafus stands back at around the Unioto 38-yard line. This is a line drive punt. It's going to hit down under the 38. Zikafus takes it at the 32. Zikafus tiptoes the sideline, and they're going to mark him out at around the Unioto 43-yard line, and that's where the Shermans will take over.
That's not bad coverage because it's basically a quick kick.
Yep.
So you only have 3 guys going downfield, so that's not bad coverage. Good kick, good coverage.
So the 43-yard line is where Unioto will take over on their side of the field. They lead 7-0 over Portsmouth with 2:21 left in this first quarter. And Coach Chuck Greenslade and I were talking in the pregame that Portsmouth might have a new opponent, but I don't think you would notice if you just look to the away side over there.
Yeah, it looks like Valley, doesn't it?
Yep, it does. Shotgun set here for Unioto. Lone backfield is Coy. They're going to motion over Braid, and we have an early whistle. And this is going to be false start against Unioto. So now the Shermans will go back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Shermans. And they'll go back to their own 38-yard line. 2:20 left in the first quarter. Unioto leads Portsmouth 7-0. Week 1 of Ohio high school football. Hard to believe it's already back.
I couldn't be happy.
College starts, well, technically college starts this week, week 0, and collegiate. 5 wide now for the Shermans. Here's Coy, another early whistle. My goodness. And this is going to be another false start.
I think they pulled him off on their shift.
And this will be another 5-yard penalty against Unioto. So they're going to have it 1st and 20. That's going to take them back to their own 28. So now Unioto, to get a 1st down, needs to get it to the Trojan 47-yard line. 5 wide again for the Shermans. Here's Coy, looks to throw. He fires a quick hitch route to Zikafus. Zikafus breaks a couple of tackles, and he's going to get a big gain. That's going to make things a lot easier on a 2nd down now for the Shermans. Well,
there's a term that coaches use. I'm sure they're still using it. It's called come to balance. That simply means when you're stuck in an open field situation like that, you can't just take off and run at the guy with the ball. You have to break down, get in that good athletic stance, and mirror him, and then move in to make the play. It's called come to balance. That didn't happen that time.
That was a 16-yard reception by Zikafus. Shotgun again for Unioto. This is a handoff right side to Long. Long's going to stiff arm his way near the 1st down marker. Looks like he might be just about a yard short. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Shermans.
You know, they're getting on Portsmouth's edge. Portsmouth's defense is not setting the edge. In other words, there's one guy out there that's responsible for not letting anybody get outside of him. And whoever that is, whether it's the linebacker or the defensive end, somebody's not setting the edge because Brooks can't get there.
3rd and about half a yard for Unioto. Here's Kool. They're going to motion over Braden. He's going to take it himself, and Kool is going to get tackled from behind, but looks like that's going to be enough for the first down. They needed about half a yard, and Kool got him about a yard. As Unioto is charging past the Portsmouth side of the field now. 1st down and 10 for the Shermans on the Trojan 45. They lead 7-0. Just a few ticks under 2 minutes left here in this first quarter of play from the Coliseum. And Unioto comes up once again in the gun. No backfield with Kool. 4 wide receivers, 2x2 to each side. Here's Kool. Takes a snap, steps up, fires down the middle. It's incomplete. He wanted Zickafoos. A little bit high. Good defense that time by the Trojan secondary. Looks like, Coach, they were trying to run some type of maybe post pattern, and it was a good job by those Trojan defensive backs. Tight coverage that time.
They looked like they were trying to go right down that seam. You know, that's a tough play to cover. As a matter of fact, that's what we call it, seams, where everybody just runs down on their pattern straight down the field.
2nd and 10 now for Unioto, as looks like we have a timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. Back at 30 seconds on WNXT.
This is Megan Martin, Banking Center Manager at First State Bank. At First State Bank, we believe that when we build up our customers, our communities, and each other, we can make a lifelong difference. When you bank with us, you're supporting the local coffee shop down the street, a young couple's first home, and the community you live in. Stop in at our Portsmouth Banking Center or visit our website at fsb4me.com. That's FSB, the number 4me.com. First State Bank, built on belief. Member FDIC.
All right, back here inside the Portsmouth Trojan Coliseum, coming out of a Sherman timeout on this Thursday night, week 1 of Ohio High School football. 2nd and 10 for the Shermans on the Trojan 45-yard line. They lead it over Portsmouth 7-0. 1 minute, 35 seconds left here in this first quarter. And Unioto comes up, lined in the shotgun as they mostly have tonight. Braden's in the backfield with Kool. Kool takes the snap. There's a flag on the play. They run a screen pass to Braden. He has a little bit of room. He gets to the 40, and he'll be tackled at around the 36-yard line. But there is a flag in the backfield, and this is going to be an illegal shift against the Sherman offense. So that play's coming back.
I can tell you who that was against. And I've thought this has gone on 2 or 3 times tonight. Their wingman that lines up on the left side just outside the tackle, they call him a sniffer back. He's drop-stepping right a count before the ball snapped. Yeah. I've watched him do that. I thought something was funny when I was looking at it, and I watched it, and I think that's what that was.
5-yard penalty against Unioto, so they have it 2nd and 15 right at the 50 now. They need to get it to the Trojan 35 for a first. Shotgun set for the Shermans. And here's Kool in the backfield by himself. He'll take the shotgun snap, looks to throw, steps up, fires one down the sideline, and this is going to be incomplete. He had Zickafoos running down the field, just a little bit overthrown. Good coverage, though, by J.J. Henderson.
Yeah, J.J. did a nice job. Got to get our safety over there a little quicker, though.
I tell you, the pass defense tonight, Coach, has so far been pretty solid.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. But this guy hasn't exactly, put the ball where it has to be either. He's not as good as that guy I saw last year from Greenham County.
And this is a huge 3rd down right now, Coach, for this Trojan defense. 3rd and 15 for the Shermans on the 50. They lead 7-0 with a minute 21 left in the first quarter.
Get these guys off the field and get some confidence. Let that defense rest.
5 wide. Here's Kool. Rolls to his right, still looking. He'll do it himself. Kool down the sideline, and boy, he is awfully close to the first down.
I think they marked him out at the 40.
Yeah, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds about 5 yards short. And now, Coach, you would expect Unioto to probably go for this at this point.
Yes. Why wouldn't you go for it? You're on the road. It's first game of the season. You got a 7-0 lead, and Portsmouth has more negative yards than they do positive yards. So I would venture to go for it regardless of where we were, if I was outside Portsmouth, my own 30-yard line.
4th and 5 for the Shermans on the Portsmouth 40. Another shotgun set for Unioto. Here's Kool. Motions over Braden, and looks like there might have been some movement before the snap. And that's going to be against the Trojans' encroachment against Portsmouth. Oh, boy. So you go from a 3rd and 15 that Unioto have, and now Unioto's looking at a first down at the Trojan 35-yard line. And all of a sudden, Coach, now the Shermans are back in business.
Yep. Well, what they got, the big play that happened was when the quarterback took off and ran.
Yep.
When you're in man coverage and you're running down the field with your guy, quarterback can take off if he doesn't have anybody in his face.
Handoff up the middle, a draw play to Braden. He's going to get 3 or 4 yards on that draw. And as right now, Unioto is driving right down the field on this Trojan defense. Right at 60 seconds left in this first quarter, 7-0 Unioto. 4-yard run that time by Braden. 2nd and 6 for the Shermans. And here comes Unioto out of the huddle. This time it's Braden in the backfield along with Kool. On his right hip, Kool motions over Beam. It's going to be a fake end around. Fires one to the first down marker. That is caught by Jack Welch right at the line to gain.
That's a great route by that young man.
Yes.
Boy, he stopped on a dime and came back to the ball. And I tell you what, I know people are going to point a finger at JJ, but that's not fair. That was a very well executed ball. That ball was actually in the air well before he came to his stop and came back to the ball. You can't hardly defend that, no matter who you are.
Jack Welch, a senior receiver. And, Coach, I think sometimes you see at all levels, sometimes a receiver will run around like that, and they'll stop before the first down marker. Good job by Welch to stop a little bit above it. Shotgun set again here for Unioto. This is going to be a end around to Beam, and Beam has a little room. Beam is going to get near the 20, and they're going to mark him down right at the 20-yard line. And all of a sudden, again, Unioto is back inside the Quality Heating and Air red zone. Quality Heating and Air is located on Route 52 in Sugar Grove. And it appears that might be the last play of the first quarter. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Unioto leads 7-0. 8 seconds left. 5 seconds. And that will end the first quarter. One quarter in the books to start off this high school football season. And Unioto leads Portsmouth 7-0. Back in 60 seconds on Mix 99.3.
Visit your local groceries, the Minford IGA and Westside IGA, as well as Westside Hardware. At the Minford and Westside IGAs, you'll find full-service delis with fresh-cut Angus beef and daily lunch specials. The Westside IGA offers up an incredible 18-inch pizza special, which provides a 2-topping 18-inch pizza, a bag of chips, and a 2-liter, all for just $19.99. Right beside the Westside IGA is Westside Hardware. They've got all kinds of tools and fasteners, as well as an extensive amount of items pertaining to automotive, carpentry, plumbing, and heating and air. The Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware open 7 days a week. On the Esplanade Laser Center and Medical Spa in Portsmouth knows that looking better makes you feel better. On the Esplanade offers body contouring, numerous skin services such as microneedling and chemical pills, as well as Botox and Juvederm injections. Plus, On the Esplanade has Obagi skincare products, among others. Let On the Esplanade Laser Center and Medical Spa help you look your best. Visit On the Esplanade, 813 Gallia Street, Portsmouth, and follow On the Esplanade on Facebook.
Getting ready to start the second quarter of play here at the Coliseum as these teams will switch sides of the field, as now Unioto will go toward the south end of the stadium. I'm Christian Downey alongside Kurt Clifford tonight. As right now Unioto has a 2nd and 5 on the Trojan 20-yard line. In the red zone are the Shermans. And it's a shotgun set now for Unioto. Kool back there by himself. As looks like the officials are conversing. Okay, now we'll get going again. Here's Kool in the backfield in the shotgun. He's going to motion over Long. Fakes it to him. There's a flag. He fires one to the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get that to Beam, but there's a flag on the play. And it's going to be an illegal shift again on the Sherman offense. And you know, the coaching staff for Unioto coach won't be happy about that. They've had their fair share of penalties tonight as well.
Absolutely. I think this is the definition of what most fans, when they take to the social media tonight, besides explaining to everybody they knew what exactly happened, that they'll describe it as a sloppy game. And right now it has been.
So it's a 5-yard penalty against Unioto. It'll be 3rd and 10. Oh, excuse me, it'll be, 3rd and 10 for Unioto on the 20-yard line. Here's Coy. He's going to take the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Braden, and he's going to be awfully close to that first down marker. A flag comes flying in.
It's got to be on the defense. There was nobody out there offensively.
It's going to be a holding against Unioto. So that'll back them up 10 yards. Boy. And we'll see where they end up spotting this. Just started the second quarter of play. 12 seconds into it, Unioto leads 7-0 over Portsmouth. And they're going to take this ball back to, let's see, it looks like to the 25. So it goes from be 3rd and 10 now for the Shermans. Shotgun set here for Unioto. Lone backfield is just Coy. Here's Coy, looks to throw, steps up. He gets hit as he throws. He has Zickafoos in the end zone, and it's going to be caught for a Sherman touchdown. What a catch by Jackson Zickafoos, the senior wide receiver. Wow, he went up and caught that over 2 Trojan defensive backs, and it's 13-0 Unioto. Wow. What a catch, Coach, by Zickafoos.
Nice throw, nice catch. He put that ball where the only place he could have put it.
And he was getting hit while he threw that,
If it goes any further, it's going to be an out of bounds. And if it comes underneath, it's going to be picked or at least knocked down. That was a nice throw, nice execution.
Matney will kick the point after. Here's the snap. It's a high snap. The hold is good. Matney's extra point. It got touched, but it still has enough juice to go through the uprights, and it is good. 11:41 left in the first half. It's 14-0. Sherman's over Portsmouth. Back in 30 seconds on WNXT.
The Carpenters Local Union 437 is actively seeking apprentices and journeyman carpenters. Your pay is based on your experience, but you'll start out earning a good living wage with health care and pension. The Carpenters Union takes an earn-as-you-learn approach to their apprenticeship, ensuring you earn a good living wage with benefits for your family right from the start. And every apprentice will graduate with an associate degree. To learn more about joining your local Carpenters Union, contact Trampus Puckett at Carpenters Local 437. Phone 740-354-7518.
Back here at the Coliseum here at Portsmouth High School, where the Unioto Shermans have just found the end zone again. They lead it over Portsmouth 14-0, and it's now time to take a look at our scoring drive. It's brought to you by Nancy Hawk, the Real Estate Gallery, Wheatersburg and Portsmouth. For all of your real estate needs, you can call 574-9902 or online at realestategallery.com, and we will pass things over to Mr. Chuck Greensley.
Well, a very good-looking drive by the Unioto Shermans. Jackson Zickafoos was on the receiving end of a 25-yard touchdown toss from Isaac Coy. Liam Matney added the extra point to make it 14-0, capping a 9-play, 57-yard drive, and some interesting first quarter stats from both of these teams. Portsmouth only 11 yards of offense in that first period. Unioto reeled off 94. Penalties have been a big story in this one. In the first quarter, both teams were flagged 6 times for 35 yards each.
Wow.
That's ugly.
Thank you very much, Chuck, for that. That's a crazy stat, Coach.
Yeah. No wonder that quarter lasted forever.
Wow. 14-0 Unioto. Here's Matney. He will line drive this thing, and it's going to be just go out the back of the end zone. Cam Williams said, I don't want any part of that. He'll just let it roll out of the back of the end zone.
He probably would have been wise to try to catch that. When the ball was on a line drive like that, tougher to catch, but it gets down there a lot quicker.
Yeah.
You know, that he would have had a ton of room to run up through there.
Well, now Portsmouth will start on their own 20, down 14-0. And I know if you're Coach Cobb, you just want to get some form of points on the board here, at least before halftime.
I think you'd be happy to knock out 2 or 3 first downs.
So they'll move it to the opposite hash mark on the right side toward the away bench, and it'll be a shotgun set for the Trojans. Here's Locklear, takes a snap. It's going to be a quick pass to Williams. He has it at the 20, and Williams will be tackled down right at the 20-yard line. What a defensive play that was by Judah Zickafoos. I tell you, the Zickafooses are having a good game tonight, both of them.
They're the real deal, aren't they? They're good players.
No gain or no loss that time for the Trojans. 2nd and 10 for them on their own 20. 14-0 your score as Unioto leads. And here we go. Back in the shotgun set are the Trojans. This is Locklear. He'll clap his hands, take the snap. It's going to be a keeper by Locklear, and he runs right to the teeth of that Sherman defense. But he does get a good gain. He gets, looks like 6 or 7 yards on that run.
Close to 8.
Yeah. Good run by Locklear.
He did.
Looks like they're rotating in Parker and Poaches in the backfield. Dontavion Parker now at running back for the Trojans.
Yeah, Poaches probably needs to get a little blow here.
Yep.
You know, he's been in almost every snap. He's running the ball. He needs to get a rest now and then. This young man's an exciting player himself.
Yes, he is. Single back formation. It's Parker. And this is going to be just a handoff to Parker, right side. Tries to juke back inside. He gets lit up by David Long right in the gap. And that's going to be a loss on the play. Boy, this Sherman defense is quick. Just when you think you might have a hole, it closes in a hurry.
That's an outside zone play. And what you've got to do is you step, all your linemen are stepping in sequence. And moving as they move, they're supposed to move up the football field and create double teams. And if there's nobody to block on that double team, then you release yourself to the second level. Portsmouth's offensive line looks like they're just going down the line of scrimmage stagnant, and they're not together in unison, and they're leaving a big gap to run through.
Cam Williams will punt for Portsmouth. Jackson Zickafu stands back at the Unioto 45. This is a very high punt, not very long. It's going to take a good Portsmouth bounce. Zickafu will take it on the hop and go out right at the 50. So Unioto once again will have great field position. I don't think, Coach, they've been behind their own 30-yard line the whole game so far. I think they've been at least the 35.
Yeah, except for that first start.
Yeah. 9.5 to go in the second quarter. 14-0 Shermans as they have it 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Trojans trying to get a defensive stop. They desperately need one right here. Shotgun formation again for the Shermans. 5 wide for Unioto. Here's Coy. Takes the shotgun snap, looks to throw, fires one down the field to Braden. It's incomplete. He had him open. Brooks was trying to hang with him, but Coy overthrew him. And Portsmouth is glad he did, because that might have been 6 if he'd put that on line. 9:22 left here in the first half.
You know, man-to-man pass coverage is the easiest to teach, and here's why. You go up there and say, okay, you've got number 8, you've got number 12, and you've got number 13. You go over where he goes. The downfall to that is if you can't get pressure on the quarterback, you're giving those guys a long time to get open.
Yeah.
Plus, once they run everybody off, the quarterback can scramble up the field run when you're not even looking at him.
Shotgun set again here for the Shermans. This time it's a handoff to Yusuf Wilson, and Wilson's got some room. Yusuf Wilson across the 40, and he'll be tackled down at the Trojan 35-yard line. That's good for another Sherman first down. That's the first carry tonight by Yusuf Wilson, a junior running back, and boy, he just got the sweep and took off. 1st and 10 for Unioto on the Trojan 35-yard line, and the Shermans are driving again. Just under 9 minutes left here in the second quarter. 14-0 your score. Unioto leads. Shotgun set here for the Shermans. Here's Coy. Motion over Wilson. It's going to be the same play. That little handoff to Wilson. He has some room again down the sideline. Yusuf Wilson, he'll eventually be pushed out of bounds by J.J. Henderson. And with that run by Yusuf Wilson, Unioto once again is into the Quality Heating and Air red zone. Quality Heating and Air is located on Route 52 in Sugar Grove. 1st and 10 for Unioto on the Portsmouth 20. Shotgun set again here for Unioto. Here's Coy. Motion over Wilson again. Fakes the handoff. Here's Coy looking for somewhere to go. Scrambling around, and he'll get sacked. A couple of Trojans. That was Brooks along with Logan Thurman. Looks like, Coach, that was supposed to be like a run-pass option play, and good job by the Trojan
finally
defense.
Got some pressure on him.
Yeah.
I mean, enough to get their hands on him. You know, if they're going to continue to stay man-to-man like they're going to 99% of the time, they better make up their mind they're going to bring pressure. Because if they're not going to bring the pressure, if they're not going to bring linebackers off the edge, and I know everybody worries about them leaking a back outside, but the rule of thumb is whoever the last man in is on the line of scrimmage, if a running back is crossing your face, he's up to no good. You go chase him down.
6-yard loss that time on the sack by Portsmouth, so 2nd and 16 for the Shermans. Here's a handoff to Braden, and Braden's going to follow his blockers. Evades a couple of Trojans, and he'll dive forward at around the 15-yard line. So he gets a lot of that penalty yardage back. He gets all of it back, actually, and then some.
I think it's called you can't stand prosperity.
That was a 12-yard run that time by Cody Braden, and it's 3rd and 4 now for the Shermans on the Trojan 14-yard line. Unioto knocking on the door again. Shotgun set this time for the Shermans. Braden in the backfield on the left hip of Coy. And he'll take the snap. This is going to be a handoff to Braden. Dodges a couple of Trojans, and he'll be near the 5-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 6. And that's going to be now a 1st and goal for the Shermans now on the Trojan 6. And Trojans right now, Coach, is trying to hang on.
Yes, they are.
Just under 7 minutes left here in this first half. Unioto leads 14-0. 1st and goal for them on the Trojan 6-yard line. And it's another shotgun formation with Cody Braden in the backfield on the left side of Coy. This is another handoff to Braden right up the gut. Braden barrels forward in the end zone for a Sherman touchdown. It's 20-0 Unioto. 6:38 left in the second quarter, and it's a 3-possession ball game. Liam Matney will come on to attempt the point after. Zikafus will hold. And it's 20-0 Unioto. And here we go. It's a high snap. The hold is good, and the extra point is going to be good. 6:38 left in the second quarter. Unioto strikes again. 21-0 Shermans. Back in 30 seconds on Mix 99.3.
Hi, I'm Gary Duzan of Portsmouth Insurance, a TAH Benefits partner.
And I'm Jay Hazelbaker, president of TAH Benefits.
Portsmouth Insurance specializes in helping local business owners with their employee benefits.
We understand that operating a business can be stressful. Let us alleviate at least one of those worries for you. Portsmouth Insurance understands the health insurance marketplace, and our commitment to service and knowledge of both the personal and business insurance markets can give you peace of mind.
For assistance with all of your employee benefit needs, call us at Portsmouth Insurance, 740-353-4105.
Back here at the Coliseum, where Unioto has found the end zone again. They lead at 21-0, and we'll visit once again with Chuck Greenslade.
Here's a look at your real estate gallery scoring recap. Christian Unioto punches it in at the 6:38 mark in the second period. Capping a 6-play, 50-yard drive was Cody Braden. He took it in from 6 yards out, and Liam Matney added the PAT to give the Shermans a 3-touchdown lead.
Thank you very much, Chuck. As Chuck alluded to, 6:38 left here in this second quarter. 21-0 as Unioto leads. And, Coach, if you're Bruce Cobb down there, what's your main message to your ball club right now?
Better keep your poise and grow up, or this is going to get out of hand and get ugly. It's already ugly. It's going to get really out of hand. Portsmouth had 2 guys come off the field after that touchdown, and 1 guy went in, and that was it. They only had 10 guys on the field. That's not good. Not good game management.
So Matney will kick this off. Skurlock and Williams back to return this kick by Unioto, and Matney, this is a high kick, and Williams will let this roll out of the back in the end zone again. So Portsmouth will start on their own 20, down 21-0 with 6.5 to go here in the first half. And we'll see if the Trojan offense can get a good drive going. They have moved the ball on a couple different drives, Coach, and then they've just been kind of muted by some costly penalties.
Yeah, they're not playing with any consistency at all.
As Locklear gets the call from the sideline, it's going to be Pochis now is back in the backfield. He'll take over for Dontavian Parker. A pistol formation this time for the Trojans on their own 20. Trips to the right far sideline. Here's Locklear. He'll look to throw. Rolling to his right, still looking. He has to throw this out of bounds. And Jacob Renner was in hot pursuit of Locklear, and that was a good job by the senior quarterback for Portsmouth to just throw that away.
Yeah, they're having a lot of trouble up front.
Yeah.
A lot of trouble up front.
6.5 to go here in the first half. 2nd and 10 now for the Trojans on their own 20-yard line. As they just threw a flag down, it's going to be intentional grounding now against Locklear.
Wow.
So that's going to be a big penalty. That's going to lose a good chunk of yardage.
I thought he was out of the pocket.
Looked like it.
I mean, he was running to his right. He had to be out of the pocket.
So they're going to mark this down. It looks like they're going to mark it at the 3-yard line. So that is a huge penalty against the Trojans. They need to get it all the way to their own 30 for a first. Wow.
They need to get it to the 20 to give them some room to punt it.
Yes.
You know, we got to.
This is 2nd and 27 for PHS. Here's Locklear standing in the end zone. Takes a snap. It's going to be just a quick screen to Williams. And Williams is going to try and evade a couple of defenders, but he'll be tackled right at the 5. They're going to get a couple yards out of that. So it'll be 3rd and 25. Yeah, Coach, you make a good point. You can't get any yards here. Your punter, Cam Williams, is going to be standing halfway back in the end zone trying to punt that thing out of there.
If they don't pick this first down up, I would not be surprised if Unioto doesn't have anybody back for the punt return. They're going to leave all 11 guys up there, and they're going to bring the house, try to block that punt. Even if they give Portsmouth a penalty, big deal. They're not going. They haven't moved. They haven't proven they can do anything yet.
3rd and 25 for the Trojans on their own 5. They trail 21-0. Here's Locklear looking for somewhere to throw, scrambling to his right, still looking. He'll fire one out to around the 6-yard line. That was Caleb Johnson. And Portsmouth's going to have a 4th and a country mile.
You know, you can. There's all kind of theories on which defense, which coverage is the best, and whatever. But that's a classic example of a team playing a zone coverage, and their coach saying, "Look, they've got 3rd and forever. Let's go with our basic cover 4, so nobody gets behind us. And if they catch it, then we will come up and make the play. We will come up and tackle you, and hold you to 5 or 10 yards."
Yeah.
I'm surprised they got 2 guys back.
Yeah, they have Zickafoos back along with Levi Beam. Cam Williams will punt this. Beam and Zickafoos standing back at around the 38, 42-yard line. There's a flag on the play. And, okay, there was an illegal substitution against the Trojans. So, boy, this is going from bad to worse for Portsmouth right now. So now just one person back for Unioto. It's Jackson Zickafoos. And here's Williams. See if he can get this off. And he will. Probably his best punt of the night. It's going to hit down at around the 33-yard line, and it will roll. They're going to down it at the 33.
You should have pushed that Unioto player into the football.
He was awfully close.
Yeah.
Too close for comfort. I'm sure that what their coaching staff would like. He was awfully close. So Unioto will take over on the Portsmouth side of the field on the Trojan 33-yard line. Sherman's lead at 21-0 with 4.5 to go here in the first half. Want to make sure to stay tuned for the My Own Bible halftime show brought to you by the Calvary Baptist Church. Shotgun set here for
watch him go down the field.
Unioto. Coy takes a snap, looks to throw, steps up, fires one toward the end zone. He has a man, and that is caught inside the 5-yard line. That is Braden Harsha who caught that. What a catch by the freshman wide receiver. They'll down him at the 1. It's going to be first and goal for the Shermans. Wow.
That's like a duck shoot out there right now.
Braden Harsha, what a catch. My goodness.
All you have to do versus a man-to-man is get even. There's an old saying out there. I heard this years and years ago from Chris Collinsworth, who played for the Bengals.
Yep.
He said, if I'm even, I'm leaving. And that's what happened there.
Shotgun again for Unioto. Here's Coy, motion over long. They're going to fake it to him. A keeper by Coy dives toward the end zone. Did he get in? He did. Touchdown Unioto. 27-0 Shermans. Didn't know if he got in for a second, but the official says he did, and the Shermans lead by 4 scores. And Matney will come on to attempt the point after. Zikafus will hold it for Unioto. 3:50 left here in the first half. And here we go. Quick snap, it's good. The hold is good. Matney's extra point, likewise, is good. 3:50 left in the second quarter, and Unioto leads Portsmouth 28-0. You're listening to High School Sports on Mix 99.3.
Monroe's Frame and Collision and now Wheel Alignment knows that good luck on the field can sometimes turn into bad luck in the parking lot. Well, if that happens to you, just know that Monroe's Frame and Collision is there from big bangs to little dings and have been doing it for 30 years. Monroe's commitment to you, the customer, is evident when you speak with any one of the Monroe's technicians or staff. Monroe's makes you feel as comfortable as possible and are always readily available and happy to answer any of all questions and your inquiries. Monroe's Frame Collision and now Wheel Alignment.
Welcome back here inside the Portsmouth Coliseum, where the Unioto Shermans have found the end zone once more tonight. 28-0 Shermans over the Portsmouth Trojans. As we will take a look at that scoring drive brought to you by Nancy Hawk, the Real Estate Gallery, Portsmouth and Wintersburg. And once again, here is Chuck Greenslade.
Thanks so much, Chris. Another big score for Unioto. Just a 2-play, 33-yard drive. Isaac Coy, the quarterback, takes it in from a yard out, but the play of that drive was the 32-yard pass play with Coy connecting with freshman wide receiver Braden Harsha for 32 yards, which got the ball down to the 1. Another PAT for Liam Matney. It is now 28-0.
Thank you so much, Chuck. As right now, Coach, it seems like the Shermans can do no wrong. Here's the kickoff by Matney, and this time Pochus will let it just roll end over end out the back of the end zone with 3:50 left in the first half. 28-0 your score. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Portsmouth on their own 20. And like you said a little bit earlier, Coach, I think if you're the Trojan coaching staff, you just want to see if you can get a first down or put together a couple first downs right now.
Yeah, anything.
You know,
I don't know how many first downs Portsmouth has, 1 or 2.
Yeah. And they're getting the call from the sideline here. Locklear looks down at his wristband. Pochus is in the backfield this time with Locklear. They're going to line up in the pistol set. 4 wide receiver set, 2 by 2 to each side on their own 20. They trail 28-0. Here's Locklear, looks to throw. He has some time. Now he has to fire it out to the flat to Pochus. And Pochus is going to evade one tackler and then get pushed out of bounds at around the 29-yard line. It's a good job by Locklear, Coach. He didn't have anything down the field.
Yeah.
Just don't force it. Just dump it off in the flat to your nice running back. And they got 9 yards.
The Pochus has played a fine ball game tonight. He's been the one bright spot I've seen.
2nd and 1 for Portsmouth on their own 29-yard line. They trail tonight 28-0 with 3:40 left in the second quarter. Here's Locklear in the gun. It's going to be a handoff left side, Pochus around the edge, and he's going to run into a couple of Shermans. Good tackle that time by Grady Goebel.
Nice job by Pochus getting the first down.
Yep, they needed 1, and he got about a 1.5. So
I think with 3.5 to go, Unioto's probably not going to get no coach ever get caught up in the statistics.
Yeah.
You know, if they're going to knock out 40 or 50 yards on us, okay, we'll let their drive stall at the 35-yard line. But Portsmouth hasn't proven that they can run more than 7 or 8 plays at a time.
Right.
Until they do, was exactly what I did.
Shotgun set here for the Trojans. It's going to be it's a fumbled handoff. Locklear, did he get back on it? I think he might have, and he did. Boy, that was awfully close. It looked like it was maybe some type of read option play. Locklear wanted to keep it last second, and in the event of him pulling it back, he dropped the ball. Luckily for the Trojans, he recovered. It lost 3 yards, though, for Portsmouth, so it's going to be 2nd and 13 for the Trojans on their own 28-yard line. They trail 28-0. Another pistol set here for PHS. It's Poaches in the backfield behind Locklear. He'll drop back to throw. Fires one down the field, and that's going to be picked off by Unioto. That's Jack Weingartner, who intercepts that right at the Unioto 44-yard line. And now Unioto is going to have a chance to score before the half. Locklear was trying to go down the field to senior wide receiver Tyshawn Henderson. And it's a good play by the defensive back, Weingartner, to intercept that. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Shermans on their own 44-yard line. 28-0 your score, 2.5 minutes left in the first half.
You only got 10 guys on the field.
Yeah. Unioto comes out of the huddle here, shotgun set. Long is back there this time with Kool. And Kool will take the snap. It's going to be a play-action fake. Kool looking for someone to go way
Wide
down
open.
the field. He wants Zickafoose, and that is going to be, oh, it's intercepted. Oh, my goodness, what an interception. That is Leland Skurlock. He was trying to go down the field to Zickafoose, and he just overthrew him, and off the fingertips, Skurlock snatches it just before it hits the turf. And how about that? That's the 2nd interception tonight by Skurlock. Wow. And Portsmouth, coach, might have some second life here.
Let's hope so, because they look like they're on life support right now.
It's 1st and 10 for Portsmouth on their own 19, trailing by 28 with 2:20 left in the second quarter. Here's Locklear, evades a sack. He'll run it himself, and Locklear is going to be tackled from behind by Long, along with a couple of other Shermans.
Nice gain.
Looked like Judah Zickafoose was there as well. And as you said, Coach, it was a nice game. Got 3 or 4 yards. Got about 4 or 5 yards. We're going to say he got 5, so 2nd and 5 for the Trojans on their own 24. Now under 2 minutes in the first half. Portsmouth speeding it up a little bit here on offense. Shotgun set for PHS. It's Poaches back there with Locklear. And Locklear will take the snap. It's a high one. Goes and gets it. Breaks a sack. Rolling to his left. Still looking. Locklear looking for somewhere to go. And he'll get sacked in the backfield. And that's going to be Jacob Renner. He will get recorded with the sack.
That was a good job by the quarterback, by Marquez. He did a nice job. He probably should have kept coming and let that block set up. That's an experience thing. That's one of those things that you can work that all you want in drills. When you have the dummy, the coach points one way and you cut, and everybody goes, oh, yeah, you look like $1 million. A lot different when you're going out there live and there's guys in front of you.
Right. Unioto takes a timeout. We'll keep things right here. 1:23 left here in the first half. 3rd down and short for Portsmouth, Coach, as like you said on that previous play, Locklear did a good job to avoid a even bigger loss. And, boy, if they can just get down the field a little bit, put a good drive together, get some momentum going into the second half here.
Yeah, they really need that.
1:23 left in the second quarter. 28-0 your score. 3rd and short for the Trojans.
Let there be light.
On a perfect night for Ohio high school football, week 1. All right, here we go. Coming out of the Sherman timeout. Locklear comes out, lined up in the shotgun set. 4 wide receivers. Trips to the right far sideline. It's Poaches on the right hip of Locklear. And Locklear will clap his hands, take the snap. He'll roll to his right.
Good block.
Still going. Fires over the middle. It's caught by Williams at about the 34-yard line. That's a first down for PHS, and that is what the Trojans needed.
We got to give an awful lot of credit. That was a nice pass,
yes,
nice catch in traffic by Kim Williams. But that play, we got to put that on the shoulders of Poaches, because she did an outstanding job getting Locklear outside and away from that defensive end's pressure. He not only locked up that defensive end, but Poaches turned his hips and pinned that guy back to the inside. And that is not easy to do.
And as you said, Coach, Cam Williams did a good job to kind of find the hole in that defense and just stay in it. Locklear found him, threw a strike over the middle, and now Portsmouth has it 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line.
And that's one of the things people will tell you that are not big zone coaches is there's too much area out there for you to cover. That field's, right now the field is 70 yards long and 53 yards wide for them. How in the world are you supposed to cover that with 7 guys?
Yeah.
It's not easy to do. But that's what good, smart veteran receivers can do. They'll find that opening. The quarterback will see it before the receiver sees it.
Yes.
And that was a well-executed play.
1:15 left in the first half. Here's Locklear from his own 34-yard line. He'll take the shotgun snap, roll to his left, throws it to Williams, and he's going to be down at around the 34-yard line as the clock continues to roll. No gain on that time. No gain, but no loss. No huddle offense now for the Trojans. Pistol set. And Locklear, he's wide open, but there's a flag on the play. He got this to Landon Malone way down the field. He's inside the 30-yard line, but there's a flag in the backfield. 2 flags, 3 flags actually. I see a lot of laundry out there, Coach.
Well, I think it's going to be a motion penalty.
It is.
Yep.
And that's going to go against Portsmouth, so that
why that happened?
Coming back.
Here's why that happened. They didn't get aligned.
Yep.
They were running across the field to get in alignment, and they snapped the ball.
So
wow.
They're going to mark it down at the Portsmouth 29-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 15 for the Trojans on their own 29. They need to get it to their own 44 for a first down. 40 seconds left in the first half. Unioto leads 28-0. Here's Locklear in the gun. 4 wide receivers. Here's Marquez. He'll roll to his right. Still looking, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield. That's David Long, who came up and recorded the sack. 25 seconds left in the first half.
They're not going to get playoff. Their receivers are walking back to the line of scrimmage. They have that's unbelievable. You're down and you're getting smoked, and you're walking back to the huddle.
8 seconds. They might get one more playoff, or Coach Cobb might say no.
You can't get it in. It's too soon.
Nope. 3 seconds, too, and that's going to be it. 2 quarters in the books. We head to the locker room. Halftime break. Unioto leads it 28-0. The halftime show coming up next in 4 minutes on Mix 99.3.
At People's Bank, our team of local, trust, and wealth management professionals can help you achieve your financial goals. We offer comprehensive services including investment management, retirement planning, estate planning, trust administration, and more. Our customized strategies are designed to grow and preserve your wealth while minimizing risk. Let People's Bank put our decades of expertise to work for you. Call me, Elise Dye, or one of our other trust and wealth management professionals today to schedule your free consultation. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Halls Napa in Wheatersburg wishes the best to all local teams and proudly commends the hard work put forth by our local high school athletes. Halls Napa is Scioto County's oldest running, family-owned Napa auto parts store, and the folks at Halls appreciate all of their loyal customers. Halls Napa carries auto parts and fluids, Milwaukee power tools, wipers, batteries, jump boxes, and more. Visit Halls Napa Auto Parts at 11774 Gallia Pike Road in Wheatersburg, and be sure to check out Halls Napa on Facebook. Collier Home Medical is expanding to open a second office in Grayson, Kentucky. Collier is a local durable medical equipment company providing and offering free setup of home medical equipment. Collier tends to home oxygen, portable oxygen, hospital beds, wheelchairs, rollators, walkers, and more. Collier Home Medical, now with offices at 1661 State Route 522 Wheatersburg, as well as at 146 South Carroll Malone Boulevard, Grayson. Call Berg at 740-574-0327. Phone the Grayson office to make an appointment at 740-981-6343. Collier Home Medical.
Combine over 75 years of experience and over a quarter of a century's reputation for expert transmission repair and specialized attention for your transmission. You're talking Suburban Transmission. At Suburban Suburban Transmission. You can go with confidence in taking your transmission troubles to them for professional service. Suburban Transmission guarantees all of their rebuilt transmission work, putting you back on the road safe and satisfied. Suburban Transmission of Sciotaville. Phone 776-2331. Their reputation in your vehicle rides on every job they do.
We at Swick Bentley Funeral Home want to help you celebrate the life that inspired you. Whether you have lost a loved one or want to pre-plan your own service, we are here to help. We can help you plan traditional burial or a cremation service, and our staff will work to ease the burden a loss leaves. We may be reached by phone at 740-456-4133 or email at info@sbentleyfh.com. And to all our local athletes, play hard and stay safe.
At Clark's Pump and Shop, you can fill your tank and tummy. Fantastic food, hot coffee, and cold beverages. Pay at the pump and drive-through convenience. Always clean, always courteous.
Aw, thank you.
Visit the Clark's Pump and Shop nearest you with locations in Scioto, Pike, Lawrence, Jackson, Greenup, Lewis, and Boyd counties. Look for Clark's Marathon and Arco stations. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel. High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Conley Trucking and Conley River Terminal, the Scioto County Career Technical Center, Carpenters Local Union 437, the Glockner Family of Dealerships, Gamps John Deere and Convenience Store, SOMC, Portsmouth Insurance, Monroe's Frame and Collision, the McKinley Funeral Home, as well as Collier Companies. The Counseling Center is the region's leader in youth and adolescent counseling and play therapy services. TCC plays a large role in substance abuse prevention services for area youth, providing more than 4,000 prevention services for area school-age children each year. In operation since 1981, the Counseling Center is the region's leader in behavioral health care, providing everything from substance abuse prevention and recovery to mental health counseling, primary care, vocational development, and job placement services. Learn more online at thecounselingcenter.org.
Welcome back here inside the Coliseum here at Portsmouth High School. Currently at the halftime break where the Trojans trail Unioto 28-0. Alongside Coach Kirk Clearford and Chuck Greenslade, I'm Christian Downey. You are listening to the My Own Bible Halftime Show, brought to you by the Calvary Baptist Church at 2306 Waller Street in Portsmouth. While making great efforts to reach the world with the gospel, Calvary Baptist Church and My Own Bible seek to support all the athletes and families of Ohio. You are invited to be our guest at Calvary Baptist Church this Sunday. My Own Bible exists to bring the Word of God to the world. With the Bible in over 30 languages, this mission is being accomplished. If you're looking for a Bible app, a daily devotional, or a Bible reading plan, My Own Bible can help. On the My Own Bible platform, you can search and share Scripture with just a touch of your screen. Download My Own Bible today for your computer, Apple or Android device, and discover the many Bible helps available to you. From devotional and Bible reading plans to commentaries and Bible helps resources, My Own Bible is a powerful tool for the gospel of Jesus Christ. For more information about Calvary Baptist Church or My Own Bible, you can visit www.becauseofcalvary.com. And boy, what a first half that was. 28-0, Unioto leads. And Coach, boy, I know we all thought Unioto was awfully good coming in here, but I don't know if we thought quite the first half would be like this.
Not me. But I started getting a bad feeling after the Coy kid got loosened up and warmed up. He started out missed a lot of good open receivers.
Yeah.
But boy, in the second, from the late first quarter to the second quarter, he was putting the ball right where it had to be, where nobody could get it but his own guy. And I was really impressed with him. Very impressed with this team's offense. And defensively, boy, do they close on the ball. Wow.
Yes, it's very
They
quick.
run to the ball.
We'll take a 5-minute break here. The Calvary Baptist Church halftime show. When we return, we'll take a look at some statistics from that first half. You're listening to High School Sports on Mix 99.3.
At the Barrett Murphy Insurance Agency, they're proud to cheer for the home team. and even more proud to have you on their team. Whether you need insurance for your home, car, or business, they have your back. And because the local community is so important to them, they'll be right there with you, cheering for your team. Contact the Barrett Murphy Insurance Agency today for more information about a policy from Encova Insurance. Visit the Barrett Murphy Insurance Agency at 1031 Gallia Street in Portsmouth. Online at barrettmurphy.com.
Minford Telephone and TV, the local choice, the best choice. Your internet experts with fiber fast efficiency. Generations of exceptional service. Stay connected with a legacy. Online at falcon1.net. Minford Telephone and TV, the local choice, the best choice.
To the 10, to the 5. Quality heating and air. Here is a drive deep to left center. That ball is quality heating and air. Side by side on turn number 4. It's going to be quality heating and air. When you think of something good, think of quality heating and air. On Route 52, just west of Portsmouth in Sugar Grove. The next time you're in need of a new AC unit or repairs, call Quality Heating and Air. 740-858-4363. That's 740-858-4363.
SOMC is proud to introduce the redesigned practice of the SOMC Orthopedic Associates. The improvements integrate orthopedic surgery, physical medicine and rehabilitation, and podiatry into a single comprehensive office. These key specialties work together to deliver coordinated, patient-centered care. By streamlining services, SOMC aims to enhance communication among providers. Comprehensive care for a body in motion. Call 740-356-1709 to schedule an appointment.
Combine over 75 years of experience and over a quarter of a century's reputation for expert transmission repair and specialized attention for your transmission. You're talking Suburban Transmission. At Suburban Transmission, you can go with confidence in taking your transmission troubles to them for professional service. Suburban Transmission guarantees all of their rebuilt transmission work, putting you back on the road safe and satisfied. Suburban Transmission of Sciotaville. Phone 776-2331. Their reputation in your vehicle rides on every job they do.
Little's Excavating in Wheelersburg. Services to Tri-State with a complete line of excavating and bobcat services. From septic installations to drainage work, Little's can prepare your ground for your project or work with you to install a system that they can design for you. Little's is the only area excavator licensed in aeration design. Little's offers directional drilling, enabling the crew to burrow underneath most driveways, decks, and sidewalks without causing them damage. From major problems to little issues, contact Little's Excavating.
A remodel can be exciting like a stroll over hot coals. If you're going to do a remodel, do it right. Consult with a Waypoint Living Spaces dealer designer. They will work with you to determine your style and deliver exactly what you had in mind. On time, on budget, easy.
Tri-State Kitchens at 8516 Ohio River Road, Wheelersburg is your local Waypoint dealer. Phone 740-574-2802. High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Little's Septic Service, Little's Grease Trap Removal, Little's Excavating, and Mr. Reuter Plumbing. The Counseling Center, Clark's Pump and Shop, First State Bank, the Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware, Appalachian Marketing Media, and Dyer Insurance.
All right, welcome back here inside the Trojan Coliseum here at Portsmouth High School, currently at the halftime break where the Unioto Shermans lead Portsmouth 28-0. You're listening to the My Own Bible Halftime Show, brought to you by the Calvary Baptist Church. We're now joined by Chuck Greenslate. And Chuck, that was a interesting first half, to say the least.
Yeah, well, it was good to see some football. It looked ugly at times, but there were some good things done on behalf of both teams. Unioto with quite a few more positives in the Trojans, but we've got another half of football to play, and it will be interesting to see how Coach Bruce Cobb's ball club responds. They just got to get some momentum and try to find some positivity. If it doesn't help out on the scoreboard tonight, hopefully it will at least lead into a positive week of practice heading into the West game next Friday night, which is a contest you'll be able to hear right here on Mix 99.3 as well. But the first half numbers certainly reflect the 28-0 score that is on the scoreboard right now in favor of the Unioto Shermans. In that first half, Unioto outgained Portsmouth 208 yards to 33. The Trojans were limited to just 9 yards on the ground, 24 through the air. Unioto had great balance on both facets of the game with 101 yards rushing and 107 yards passing. Both teams were flagged a lot in the first half. That's not too uncommon in the first game of the season, but you know that both these coaches want to see that get cleaned up. Portsmouth was penalized 9 times for 59 yards, Unioto 8 times for 45 yards. Looking at the individual numbers for the Portsmouth Trojans, rushing, Fernando Poches had 4 carries for 20 yards. The quarterback, Marquez Locklear, 7 rushes for -9 yards. Always hate to throw out those quarterback numbers in a game like this because they're so misleading. Often the sacks really make those rushing numbers for the QB look rough. And early on in the game, he suffered from a lot of high snaps, which really didn't give him much of a chance. But right now, his stat line again, 7 rushes for -9 yards. D. Parker had 1 carry for -2 yards. Through the air, Locklear was 9 of 13. That sounds pretty good, but again, only for 24 yards, 1 interception. Receiving-wise, Poches, 2 catches for 8 yards. Caleb Johnson, 2 receptions for 10 yards. D. Parker, 1 catch for -2 yards. And Cameron Williams got acclimated to the game there late in the passing game. He had 4 receptions for 8 yards. His first 2 catches for no gain. Leland Skurlock, 2 big defensive plays, 2 interceptions. That second one off a tip ball. It was quite an athletic play by Skurlock. Over on the Sherman side of the football, rushing-wise, Levi Beam had 2 carries for 14 yards. David Long, 2 rushes for 10 yards. Isaac Coy, the quarterback, 5 rushes for 6 yards and a touchdown. Yusef Wilson, only 2 runs, back-to-back plays, but for 30 yards, averaging 15 yards a pop. We might see a little more of him in the second half. Cody Braden has been the workhorse so far for Unioto. 7 carries in that first half for 41 yards, and he has scored a pair of touchdowns. Braden Harsha has 2 receptions for 37 yards, including a big 32-yard catch down at the 1-yard line, which set up a touchdown by Coy on the very next play. Jack Welch, 3 catches for 29 yards, and Jackson Zickfoos has 2 receptions for 41 yards and a touchdown. Jack Weingardner had 1 interception for the Shermans, and through the air, Coy was 7 of 12 for 107 yards, 1 touchdown, but those 2 picks by Skurlock. Here's how we've gotten to this 28-0 score. Unioto scored in the first period with 4:22 left, capping a 6-play, 37-yard drive was Braden. He carried it in from 3 yards out. Liam Matney added the point after it was 7-0. Then Jackson Zickfoos was on the 25-yard receiving end of an Isaac Coy pass. That made it 14-0 after Matney added the PAT. That was a 9-play, 57-yard drive. Then in the second period with 6:38 remaining before halftime, it was Braden finding the end zone again on a 6-play, 50-yard drive. Matney added the PATs, 4 for 4 on his extra point tries in this game so far. And then the final Unioto touchdown occurred at the 3:50 mark of the second period. Just a 2-play, 33-yard drive. Isaac Coy with a 1-yard run after he had connected with Braden Harsha for a 32-yard pass. 28-0 is where we stand here at the turn.
Now, Chuck, thank you so much. As he alluded to, 28-0, about 10 minutes until we kick off the second half of play. We'll have more of the My Own Bible halftime show brought to you by the Calvary Baptist Church up next in 5 minutes on Mix 99.3.
Hi, I'm Jay Hash with Hope Source. Hope Source helps individuals and families live complete, meaningful, and happy lives. We offer a full array of high-quality mental health and addiction treatment services to meet the individual needs of every person we serve. In every interaction, we provide the care we would expect for our closest friends or loved ones. No matter your situation, there is hope. For information, check out our website at hopesourcetreatment.com. Find us on Facebook or call 740-353-HOPE.
Hello, this is Megan Martin, Banking Center Manager at First State Bank. At First State Bank, we believe that when we build up our customers, our communities, and each other, we can make a lifelong difference. When you bank with us, you're supporting the local coffee shop down the street, a young couple's first home, and the community you live in. Stop in at our Portsmouth Banking Center or visit our website at fsb4me.com. That's FSB, the number 4me.com. First State Bank, built on belief. Member FDIC.
Visit your local groceries, the Minford IGA and Westside IGA, as well as Westside Hardware. At the Minford and Westside IGAs, you'll find full-service delis with fresh-cut Angus beef and daily lunch specials. The Westside IGA offers up an incredible 18-inch pizza special, which provides a 2-topping 18-inch pizza, a bag of chips, and a 2-liter, all for just $19.99. Right beside the Westside IGA is Westside Hardware. They've got all kinds of tools and fasteners, as well as an extensive amount of items pertaining to automotive, carpentry, plumbing, and heating and air. The Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware open 7 days a week.
Your tire store shouldn't remind you of a 3-ring circus. So head to a dealer who's serious about quality. Michelin offers the most fuel-efficient line of tires on the road and provides exceptional, long-lasting performance. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Forget the circus. See the tire experts.
See Bob and Floyd's Tire Sales at the corner of routes 23 South at 52 West on Chillicothe Street, Portsmouth.
Category testing based on SAE J1269 rolling resistance industry practice.
If you're looking for a sharp used vehicle, give Kohl's a call. Kohl's Auto Sales in West Portsmouth offers a great selection of vehicles that are easy on gas, easy on the eyes, and easy on the wallet. So give Kohl's a call. Kohl's offers financing. Bad credit, no problem. All you need is proof of income and a down payment. You can apply for pre-approval by visiting Kohl's Auto Sales on Facebook. Give Kohl's a call at 740-357-6009 and visit their new and larger location at 16127 US 52 in West Portsmouth.
Gamp's Corner, Route 140 in Slocum, is the perfect way to start the day. The BP convenience store opens the doors at 5:30 with home-cooked breakfast, coffee, and that first smile of the day. Everything from groceries, pop candy, bread, milk, or fertilizer. They've even got an ATM for fast cash. Starting at 11 o'clock, enjoy delicious homemade pizza cooked to order. And remember, the BP convenience store will also deliver your home heating, fuel, and kerosene. Your one-stop shop for everything is the BP convenience store, Route 140 in Slocum, where it's good and green, both sides of the street.
High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Conley Trucking and Conley River Terminal, the Scioto County Career Technical Center, Carpenters Local Union 437, the Glockner Family of Dealerships, Gamp's John Deere and Convenience Store, SOMC, Portsmouth Insurance, Monroe's Frame and Collision, the McKinley Funeral Home, as well as Collier Companies. Don't spend thousands of dollars on marketing that doesn't work. Appalachian Marketing Media can grow your business with targeted marketing strategies, tactics, and resources that actually do work. Appalachian Marketing Media sells market-friendly websites that are designed to convert traffic into clients. Appalachian Marketing Media provides superior customer service and will quickly respond to any of your website needs. With packages starting at $2,000, contact Appalachian Marketing Media on Facebook and learn more on their website.
Why is Southern Ohio Medical Center Urology Associates the perfect choice for you? It starts with the expert care of board-certified urologist Dr. Stephen Willems, followed by a variety of procedures offered right in the office, which means no hospital stay and a quicker recovery. Along with general urology care, SOMC Urology Associates also offers the latest in advanced treatments for enlarged prostate, including UroLift and Aquablation, board-certified expertise in the latest procedures in prostate care. SOMC Urology Associates is the perfect choice. Call us at 740-3564-URO today.
Halls Napa in Wheatersburg wishes the best to all local teams and proudly commends the hard work put forth by our local high school athletes. Halls Napa is Scioto County's oldest running, family-owned Napa Auto Parts store, and the folks at Halls appreciate all of their loyal customers. Halls Napa carries auto parts and fluids, Milwaukee power tools, wipers, batteries, jump boxes, and more. Visit Halls Napa Auto Parts at 11774 Gallia Pike Road in Wheatersburg. And be sure to check out Halls Napa on Facebook.
Back here at Portsmouth High School at the halftime break, where right now the Trojans trail to the Unioto Shermans 28-0. You're listening to the My Own Bible halftime show brought to you by the Calvary Baptist Church alongside Coach Kirk Clifford. I'm Christian Downey. Want to give a big thank you to Penn Station East Coast Subs located on the north end of Chillicothe Street in Portsmouth. Penn Station fuels the WNXT and WZZZ sports crews every weekend by offering us lunch. You can visit the Penn Station nearest you where they are all about the freshness. Also, this Saturday, don't forget to tune into the Saturday Morning Sports Line every Saturday on Fox Sports AM 1260, 95.7 FM, starting at 9 o'clock. Since 1979, the Saturday Morning Sports Line has provided our area's coaches a platform to talk to us about their teams and players. The Total Media Group of Portsmouth radio stations are excited to team up with Kool TV as well as Appalachian Marketing Media this high school football season to offer the area more opportunities to hear and view video streamed presentations of select games. For over 70 years, WNXT Radio has painted the picture of high school football, and Classic Rock 107.5 The Breeze has been doing the same since the early 2000s. Now with Kool TV and Appalachian Marketing Media, you'll be able to not only hear but see many contests. Appalachian Marketing Media offers professional photography, website creation, and videography. Like our Portsmouth-based radio stations, Kool TV is a TMG property that we're very happy to be working with. They are here with us tonight, and they are doing an awesome job. Be listening to high school sports all season long on Mix 99.3, Classic Rock 107.5 The Breeze, and Fox Sports AM 1260, along with 95.7 FM, as well as online at WNXT2. And be watching for more video streamed games courtesy of Kool TV and Appalachian Marketing Media. We'll take our final 3-minute break here in the halftime show, and when we return, we will have second half kickoff. Unioto leads Portsmouth at the half, 28-0. You're listening to high school sports on Total Media Sports as well as Mix 99.3.
Local Union 437 is actively seeking apprentices and journeyman carpenters. Your pay is based on your experience, but you'll start out earning a good living wage with health care and pension. The Carpenters Union takes an earn-as-you-learn approach to their apprenticeship, ensuring you earn a good living wage with benefits for your family right from the start. And every apprentice will graduate with an associate degree. To learn more about joining your local Carpenters Union, contact Trampus Puckett at Carpenters Local 437. Phone 740-354-7518.
Combine over 75 years of experience and over a quarter of a century's reputation for expert transmission repair and specialized attention for your transmission. You're talking Suburban Transmission. At Suburban Transmission, you can go with confidence in taking your transmission troubles to them for professional service. Suburban Transmission guarantees all of their rebuilt transmission work, putting you back on the road safe and satisfied. Suburban Transmission of Sciotaville. Phone 776-2331. Their reputation in your vehicle rides on every job they do.
Harris Floor Covering, located at 610 9th Street, Portsmouth, is the area's leading floor covering contractor. Harris Floor Covering has everything for your home or business, including resilient tile, sheet flooring, quarry tile, ceramic tile, outdoor floors, industrial floors, carpet, acoustic ceiling, underlayment, and more. Call Stephen Harris at 740-353-7959 or 740-352-9212. Harris Floor Covering, proud supporters of the youth of the area.
Since 1937, the McKinley Funeral Home has been there for families in a most stressing time of need. They've been there with their comfort and understanding, and the McKinley Funeral Home will continue to serve area families with a commitment even deeper than before. Call the McKinley Funeral Home and talk with their friendly, knowledgeable staff, always willing to go that extra step in making sure you're well pleased. That's the McKinley Funeral Home, located on U.S. Route 23 in Lucasville.
Phone 740-259-2481.
Penn Station East Coast Subs is a proud supporter of local high school sports and is always as fresh as the next play. With taste, quality, and generous portions, there's absolutely nothing quite like the Philly cheesesteak, the club, the Reuben chicken teriyaki, or the Italian. With great service and a friendly smile, Penn Station invites you in for lunch, dinner, or after the game and movie. And when you need a quality and healthy taste fix, it's Penn Station East Coast Subs, your first stop on the left into the viaduct, where at Penn Station, it's all about good taste.
Back here at the Coliseum as the Trojans will kick the ball off to begin the second half. They trail 28-0 going into this third quarter. I'm Christian Young with Coach Kirk Clifford tonight. And what's your main message if you're Bruce Cobb in that locker room? You want to just win the second half?
Yes, and I want them to play with fire. I want them to act like they want to be here and go out. Win, lose, or draw. Let's go out second half and see how good a football team we can be against a very good Unioto team.
Yes.
Right now it's time for some personal challenges.
First and 10 for Unioto on their own 30. They lead 28-0. Here's a handoff. A lot of room. This is Cody Braden. Braden to the 50, to the 45, to the 40. Braden to the 30, and Braden will be tackled inside the Trojan 25-yard line. And already Unioto is on the move. Man, he had you could drive a truck through the hole that they gave him. Wow.
My goodness.
just started the second half, not even 12 seconds ago, and it's 1st and 10 Unioto on the Trojan 23-yard line. They lead 28-0. Here's a shotgun set now for the Shermans. This is Coy in the backfield with Braden. Play action fake. Coy rolling to his left. He'll keep it himself. Isaac Coy jukes a defender, and he'll be dragged down right at the 15-yard line by a couple Trojans. So they're going to gain about 7 yards on that run by Coy. And with that run by the quarterback, Isaac Coy, already Unioto is in the quality heating and air red zone, Route 52 in Sugar Grove.
The coach from Unioto may have just told the kids at halftime, settle in, let's go out and run the football. Eat the clock, run the football, get this game over 30 points, and run it down.
Motion over a man. This is a handoff to Braden up the middle, and he's going to be down at around the 9-yard line. It'll be a first down for Unioto and a 1st and goal for the Shermans.
He's a good running back.
Yes.
He's I saw on the roster, he's 6'1", 210.
Yeah.
So he's not just a speed back. He's big.
Man, between him and David Long. David Long, coach, he's 6'1", 205. So they got two big backs that they can just come a 1-2 punch with you.
It makes it tough when they run into the O-line spine. Been there a few times, but they get yards.
And here's Coy in the gun. It's going to be, it's a fumbled handoff, but Coy picks it up, and he's going to throw it to the end zone. He's got a man that's caught. That's Welch. And that's going to be another touchdown for Unioto. Jack Welch gets in on the scoring action, and it's 34-0 Shermans.
It didn't take long, did it?
No. Not that, about a minute and a half. And they're going to have another kicker come on. This is going to be Bryce Derringer. It was Liam Matney. And now they're going to switch. Okay, now they switch it back. And the kick is up, and it is good. That kick is by Tanner Beam. He knocks it through the uprights, and it's 35-0 Shermans. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Mix 99.3.
At Clark's Pump and Shop, you'll find fantastic food, hot coffee, cold beverages, and drive-through convenience. Pay at the pump, always clean and courteous.
Thank you.
Download the Clark's app to get signed up for the Clark's Loyalty Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase to redeem cents off gas or free products within the store. Visit the Clark's Pump and Shop nearest you, with locations in Scioto, Pike, Lawrence, Jackson, Greenup, Lewis, and Boyd counties. Look for Clark's Marathon and Arco stations. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Unioto has a 35-0 lead as they extend their lead. 9:53 left here in the third quarter. And once again, we are going to pass it off to Mr. Chuck Greenslade.
Thank you, Christian. It did not take Unioto long to start off the second half in a positive fashion. The Shermans, with 10:08 left in the third quarter, score from 9 yards out as quarterback Isaac Coy connected with Jack Welch. Liam Matney added the extra point, making it 35-0. That was a 4-play, 70-yard drive, which took less than 2 minutes off the clock.
Thank you very much, Chuck. And of course, as always, our scoring drives are brought to you by Nancy Hawk, the Real Estate Gallery, Portsmouth, and Wheelersburg. So Unioto does have their backup kicker in there now. It's junior Tanner Beam. So they're going to give Matney a break. It'll be Beam the kickoff, and Pochus and Williams are back to return for Portsmouth at the Trojan 10. 35-0 your score, 9.5 to go in the third. And here's Beam. The kickoff is a good one. It's going to go down to around the 4-yard line, and it'll go out of bounds, out back of the end zone, and the Trojans will take over on their own 20.
I'm having a hard time understanding why we're not catching kicks.
Well, it looked like, Coach, that Pochus was going to catch that, and then at about 3/4 of the way down, he decided against it. So he'll let the ball touch back, and it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Trojans on their own 20-yard line. They trail 35-0. These Trojans do play the West Senators next week at Portsmouth West. We'll have that game for you right here. next week. Here's Locklear, high snap, but the handoff is good to Pochus, and he's going to be tackled right at the 20. That was a good tackle that time by Yusuf Wilson. Boy, that was good. Another good job coached by Locklear to go up and snatch that high snap and execute the handoff. Now under 9 minutes left here in the third quarter. No gainer that time on the run by Pochus. 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. Shotgun set now for PHS. 2x2 wide receivers each side. Here's Locklear. This is another handoff to Pochus, and he gets blown up in the backfield. Luke Howard. Man, he read that and blew that thing up.
Yeah, we have blown assignment on that one. They were running a stretch play to the left, and our offensive lineman went to the right. They had a miscommunication on that.
That run by Pochus lost 4 yards. It's 3rd and 14 for the Trojans on their own 16-yard line with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. And here come the Trojan offense. 4 wide receiver set. Trips to the right far sideline. Here's Locklear. He'll take the snap. Scrambling to his right. Throws it to his right. It's caught by Cam Williams. And Williams will just go out of bounds. And he's going to get to the original line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up a 4th down for the Trojans again. It'll be a 4th and 10 for Portsmouth on their own 20. And Zikafus will go back to receive the punt. Zikafus is going to back pedal to around the Trojan. He's still going back. He's going back to around the 50-yard line, along with Levi Beam. And Cam Williams is back to punt this away. It's a low snap, a rolling snap, but Williams gets it. This is a very, very high. Fair caught by Zikafus at the 45-yard line. And that is where the Shermans will take over on the Trojan side of the field. With 7:07 left in the third quarter, 35-0 your score. Unioto leads. Are there building blocks, Coach, that you're seeing for Bruce Cobb, the Portsmouth head coach, that he can build on and practice this next week to go into the West game next Friday night?
Everything. No, I don't mean to be facetious about that, but no, literally, I have the bright spot I've seen is how hard that Zion Fro's playing.
Yes,
he's really playing hard. But they got a snoot full of problems down there.
Shotgun set for the Shermans. This is going to be a sweep play to Wilson, and there's a flag on the play before the ball snapped. And they are going to call a false start against Unioto. So it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Shermans. They're going to spot the ball now right at the 50. So Unioto is going to have to get to the Trojan 35 for a 1st down. 6.5 to go in the third quarter. Unioto leads 35-0 over Portsmouth. And here come the Shermans out of the huddle. We have a new quarterback in for Unioto now. This is Blake Braden, a freshman quarterback. This is a handoff now to Wilson. And Wilson, oh, what a play that was by the Trojans. That one was blown up by a couple Trojans. Trevin Brooks and a couple others as well.
I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you can remember, but I think that's one of the very, very few times that Unioto has run the ball where Portsmouth has actually played on Unioto's side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I believe you're right. And here's Braden, the backup quarterback. Steps back to throw, looks over to his right, fires one to the corner, and it's going to be almost intercepted and almost caught at the same time. He was trying to go to Braden Harsha. Great defense that time in the secondary by Dontavian Parker.
Well, that was a good play. He almost picked that off.
He almost did. It was almost caught by the receiver and almost picked off at the same time.
Yeah, he timed his jump perfectly.
Yes.
I thought it was an outstanding defensive play by him. And daggone, if he didn't almost just take that ball right out of the air, that's a heck of a play by that young man. I think he's got some future with him. I like the way he's playing.
3rd and 16 now for the Shermans on their own 49-yard line. Wilson is in the backfield with Braden. Oh, it's a high snap. Braden going after it. Wilson's going to pick it up off the bounce. Here's Yusuf Wilson trying to make something out of nothing. He breaks a couple of tackles, and Trevin Brooks, along with a couple over Trojans, will track him down. There's some extracurricular activities out on the field. Flags come flying out everywhere, and we'll see what the end result of this ends up being. There's an injured Trojan down on the field. A lot going on down there right now. We'll see what all is going on here. Looks like we have an official's timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Mix 99.3.
For retaining wall block, visit Portsmouth Block. Portsmouth Block manufactures several types of retaining wall block, including a brand known as Keystone Compact 3 Regency. Loved by those who buy it and install it, Keystone Compact is trusted by architects, engineers, and contractors around the world, as it artfully delivers a beautiful pattern, both gorgeous and efficient. Visit Portsmouth Block at 2700 Gallia Street in Portsmouth and look for Keystone Compact Retaining Wall Block, manufactured right in Portsmouth. Online at portsmouthblock.com. Conley Trucking on Slocum Heights Road in Wheelersburg not only works with commercial businesses, but helps out residents as well. From big to small, Conley's hauls it all. Sand, stone, gravel, dirt, coal, and grain. For fill dirt or limestone, contact Conley Trucking, 776-7634. Employing over 60 local people. In business since 1975. The full fleet of 18-wheelers and dump trucks. Call Conley Trucking, 776-7634. Online at conleytrucking.net. For a quote, email conleytrucking@frontier.com.
Back here inside the Coliseum, coming out of an official's timeout. That was Leland Skurlock, the injured Trojan. He did walk off the field under his own power. There were some personal foul penalties against the Trojans, so now Unioto has it inside the Trojan 30-yard line on the 26. Shotgun set. Here's Braden, and it's going to be a handoff to Wilson, and he doesn't get much of anything. That is Brooks and Pochus to wrap him up. And boy, once again, Coach, that's the second time tonight where Portsmouth has had Unioto third and long, and both times Unioto's converted. One was not by penalty, this one was.
Well, we saw that pattern last year with Portsmouth. You know, there's no reason for it. I mean, you had that guy stop. They still had a mile to go, and we had 2 personal foul penalties called on us.
2nd and 7 off that run by Wilson for Unioto on the Trojan 23. Here's Braden, looks to throw, looking to his right, goes to the end zone. He wants Harsha, it's incomplete. Great defense again by Dontavian Parker. Just try to run a corner pattern in the end zone, and once again, Coach, that's the second time that Parker has played lockdown defense.
He's played well. It's the first time he's played. He's been out for a couple of years, and he's come back, and he's done very well tonight.
3rd and 7 for the Shermans on the Trojan 23-yard line. They lead Portsmouth 35-0. 3:10 left here in the third quarter. And now here comes Unioto. Blake Braden in the gun. He's got Wilson on his left. And here's Braden. He'll take the shotgun snap. It's going to be just a handoff to him. And he's going to have a little bit of room to run, and he'll be down inside the 20. So Unioto again is inside the quality heating and air red zone. Located on Route 52 in Sugar Grove. It's going to be 4th and 2 for Unioto. And here comes Blake Braden, the freshman quarterback. He gets the play call in from the sideline. 2.5 to go in the third quarter. 35-0 your score. Sherman's lead. Wilson once again in the backfield with Braden. And now he's going to go line up in the tight end. Now motion over, and we have whistles again. And this is going to be encroachment against the Trojans. So that's going to give Unioto another first down. That's a 5-yard penalty against Portsmouth. And boy, now Unioto's going to have it on the Trojan 12-yard line, Coach. 35-0 your score, and Unioto's just marching down the field, knocking on the door on the end zone again. And here's Blake Braden in the gun by himself. They're going to motion Yusuf Wilson from right to left. Keeper by Braden up the middle. Braden, he gets stood up by a couple of Trojans that time. Looked like that was Dontavian Parker who came over and stood him up. He came over from the secondary coach and tackled
he's
him.
playing outside linebacker and came over.
He's having a great game defensively tonight.
He sure is.
Second and 5 now for Unioto. And here they come out of the huddle this time. Shotgun set for the Shermans. Braden, high snap. He goes up and gets it, fires one corner of the end zone. It's going to be caught for a touchdown by Braden Harsha. 41-0. Shermans. Unioto's making a home in the end zone tonight.
They sure are. Nice passing it up. They got a young quarterback coming that can throw it too.
35 seconds left in the third quarter, and it's 41-0. Sherman's lead as Beam will come on to attempt a point after. Tanner Beam. Derringer will hold, and it's going to be a high snap, and they're going to blow the whistle, actually. Not for sure. Not sure what's going on out there, Coach. They snapped it, then they blew the whistle. I'm not for sure.
Maybe hadn't tapped it yet.
Okay, yeah.
Hadn't tapped it for play yet.
And here's the point after. It's up, and it is going to be good. 3 quarters in the books. One more to go. Unioto leads Portsmouth 42-0. Back in 30 seconds on Mix 99.3.
High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Little's Septic Service, Little's Grease Trap Removal, Little's Excavating, and Mr. Reuter Plumbing, the Counseling Center, Clark's Pump and Shop, First State Bank, the Minford IGA, Westside IGA, and Westside Hardware, Appalachian Marketing Media, and Dyer Insurance.
Back here at Portsmouth High School, where Unioto has once again found the end zone. They lead at 42-0 over the Portsmouth Trojans. And let's take a look at that scoring drive brought to you by Nancy Hawk, the Real Estate Gallery. We send it over again to Chuck Greensley.
Thank you, Christian. An impressive-looking drive by the Unioto Shermans, and the future looks bright for this program as a freshman quarterback connected with a freshman wide receiver. An 8-yard pass from backup QB Blake Braden, caught by freshman Braden Harsha. Liam Matney added the extra point to make it 42-0. That was a 9-play, 45-yard drive, aided by back-to-back or consecutive 15-yard penalties actually on the same play by Portsmouth. That drive took the final 7 minutes and 7 seconds off of the third quarter clock. 42-0 Shermans.
Thank you so much, Chuck. As now Tanner Beam will kick this ball away. Couple Trojans back there to receive it. It's going to be Skurlock along with Williams. And we'll see if they decide to catch this, if it comes back to them this time. And here's Beam. 42-0 your score. And here's the kick. It's going to be a squib kick this time. It's going to be taken by Dontavian Parker. And Parker's going to scamper forward, and he'll be down at around the 32, 33-yard line. And that is where the Trojans will take over.
He'll return it.
First and 10, Trojans on their own 33. 42-0 is your score in favor of Unioto. And here come the Trojans again. Just over a minute left here in this fourth quarter of play. And it looks like we might have a different quarterback into the game, Coach. Looks like Liam Livingston, the freshman quarterback, is in for the Trojans. And Jamarcus Parker's in. It's a handoff to Parker, and he's going to break a couple of tackles, get to the 30. Jamarcus Parker's got some room to the 40, and he'll be pushed out of bounds near the first down marker. Jamarcus Parker, a sophomore running back, showing some wheels on that one.
He's not a very big guy, but he ran with some authority, didn't he?
I'll tell you what, Coach, backup quarterback, freshman Liam Livingston playing right now. He's got good size, 6'3", 175 pounds.
He is. He needs a year in the weight room to come back in next year at 6'3" and 180.
And looks like a player had to tie their cleat. We're ready to go now. Once again, the Trojans line up in the pistol formation. Parker is behind Livingston. Livingston takes a snap, looks to throw, still looking, scrambling, and he's going to break one sack. He can't evade two. A sack in the backfield for Unioto. And that was Javon Smith, along with a couple of other Shermans. It looks like Alex Gutierrez also got back there for Unioto as well. Loss of 11 for the Trojans. 2nd and 21 for Portsmouth on their own 34-yard line. And here comes PHS again. This time lined up in the single back formation with Parker behind Livingston. And here's Livingston. It's going to be a handoff to Parker, and he gets hit immediately. Still falls forward for a couple of yards. Javon Smith right there again to get him down. Walker Sims was also there for the Shermans. As we approach the 9-minute mark here at the Coliseum. 42-0 your score. Unioto leads Portsmouth. 3rd and 18 for Portsmouth on their own 37. As Livingston gets the play call in from the sideline. And we'll see what the offense tries to dial up here on 3rd and 18. Pistol set for the Trojans. Parker is behind Livingston. He'll take the snap. He's rolling to his right. Still scrambling, still looking. Livingston throws it over the middle. That is caught by a Trojan receiver. That's Kason Myers, a junior receiver. He'll get a little bit past the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a 4th and a medium for the Trojans.
You know, you're down 42-0 with a running clock. Got to go for it.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, maybe this is what they need to do if they're going to throw more. You know, they can motion people to pin the defensive ends in.
Yeah.
So the quarterback can get on the perimeter to throw. You know, Jamarcus is not a very big guy. I don't know what he's listed at on the roster. But he's not going to run out there and kick out some 195-pound defensive end.
Here's Livingston, still looking. Scrambles up, and he's going to get hit at the 50. And Portsmouth will turn it over on downs. So Unioto will regain possession of the ball. With just under 8 minutes left in the game, it's 42-0. Want to make sure after the game to stay tuned for our post-game show. And as always, it's brought to you by the Memphis Telephone Company. As we have a timeout taken down on the field, we'll leave things right here. 1st and 10, Unioto will have it on the 50. They lead 42-0. And, Coach, like you said, it looks like if Portsmouth wants to throw it this year, they definitely going to have to move the pocket a little bit for the quarterback.
Yeah, they're going to have to. You know, you can still run your offense, and you can set 2 running backs back there. And you can motion one of those guys. And you just turn him back to the inside and, you know, pick off that defensive end, and your quarterback is going to be able to get on the perimeter and have time to throw at the same time.
And now it looks like Portsmouth takes a timeout, but we will continue to keep things
They only sent
right
8
here.
guys out.
Yeah. Coach Kopp sending in, looks like maybe some backup players. 7.5 left here in the game. 42-0 your score. Unioto leads. As we'll talk about more in length in our post-game show, but Portsmouth will play West next week over at the Rock. And we'll be, Coach, we'll be right there again.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Coming out of the Trojan timeout. 1st and 10 for PHS, or excuse me, for Unioto on the 50. Shotgun set for the Shermans. Braden is in the backfield, and we have a new running back as well. And for Unioto, this is Henry Villette. And it's going to be a handoff to him to the right side. And Villette's going to get to the 45, breaks a couple of tackles, and he'll eventually be tracked down just shy of the 40. So Villette gets a good run. His first carry of the game. He's a sophomore running back. 8-yard run by Villette. 2nd and 2 for Unioto now on Trojan 42-yard line. 7 minutes left in the game. Shotgun set again here for the Shermans. Here's Blake Braden. He'll take the snap. It's going to be another handoff to Villette, and Villette's going to juke out a couple of Trojans, and he is going to be tackled down at around the 40-yard line. Took a couple Trojans to get him down. Looks like Dalton Horner was the first one to make contact there. So 3rd and 1. They're going to give Villette a yard. 3rd and 1 for Unioto on the Trojan 41-yard line. 6.5 to go in the game. Shotgun set once again here for the Shermans. Then we have another running back in the game for Unioto. This is Briggs Jackson, who looks like is back there. And here's Braden. He'll take the snap. It's a handoff to Jackson. He's got a big hole. Jackson breaks a couple of defenders, and he's going to be tackled at around the 32-yard line. Good run that time by the freshman running back, Briggs Jackson. As we approach the 5.5-minute mark in this game. 1st and 10, Unioto on the Trojan 32-yard line. 42-0 your score. Shotgun set again here for the Shermans. Briggs Jackson on the left hip of Braden. Here's a snap, another handoff to Jackson, and he's going to be tackled immediately. Good tackle that time by Jaden Terry. Boy, he ran right into a brick wall with Terry that time. No gainer that time on the run by Briggs Jackson. So 2nd and 10 for the Shermans on the Trojan 32-yard line. 5:15 left here in the 4th quarter of this one. Medford Telephone Company halftime or postgame show coming up. Empty backfield. Here's Braden. Throws one to the outside. That is going to be caught by Carter Elliott. And Elliott weaving his way through this Trojan secondary. He'll be tackled inside the 20 at around the 17-yard line. Carter Elliott, another freshman. So,
did a push off there maybe? No.
And it's going to be coming back. It's going to be a false start against Unioto. So that play will be nullified by a false start penalty. And Unioto will go back 5 yards or so. So it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Shermans on the Trojan 37-yard line. They lead Portsmouth 42-0 with 4:20 left here in the 4th quarter. Blake Braden in the shotgun set again. And here's your freshman quarterback. He'll take the shotgun snap. Still looking. Fires to Elliott, and he can't quite corral it in at the 25-yard line. He was running a deep slant pattern, it looked like, and a little bit behind him. So 3rd and long for Unioto coach, and we'll see if the Trojan defense can get him off the field this time. The 3 minutes and 44 seconds left in the game. 3rd and 15 for Unioto on the Trojan 37. Shotgun set again for the Shermans. Briggs Jackson is on the left side of Braden. And here's Braden. He takes it. It's going to be a handoff to Jackson. And he will be dragged down by Jamarcus Parker. We got flags flying in.
They called a horse collar. He was on his shoulder pads.
So that's going to be a large chunk of yardage for
Boy, I don't
Unioto.
buy that. That's the one bad thing I've seen these guys do. Yeah, they called horse collar.
Personal
now,
foul.
granted, we couldn't see it from as close up as they did.
Yeah.
But it looked to me like he had both hands on both shoulders.
That's going to be a first down for the Unioto Shermans on the Trojan 22-yard line. Here's Braden. Look at the throw. Fires to the end zone. He might have a man. That's going to be almost picked off by Gavin Stillwell. That was very close. I think he was trying to go to Lake and Langolf. He had a couple receivers down there, both in the same vicinity, but Stillwell was had eyes for that one. Just couldn't quite corral in the interception. 2nd and 10 for the Shermans on the Trojan 22.
Did a nice job that time. He had his man, but he came off of his man to go make that play. That's a good play by that young man.
Shotgun set again here for Unioto. This is Braden. Looks to throw again. Has to scramble to his right. Still looking. He'll scramble. And Braden's going to tiptoe the sideline. And he'll be pushed out of bounds inside the 10. So it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Shermans as that run by Braden put Unioto's offense inside the Quality Heating and Air red zone located on Route 52 in Sugar Grove. And they're going to mark that ball down on the Trojan 6-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal for Unioto on the Trojan 6.
Yeah, that's where that man-to-man defense comes up and bites you.
Yep.
Is right there. And we had good coverage. We actually did have them covered. And there was no place where I got to do but run the ball. No, our defensive backs had no clue.
Shotgun set. This is a handoff to Villette. Villette bounces it outside, and he stays on his feet. Villette still looking, jukes out a Trojan, still on his feet, and he's going to be down at the 1-yard line. What a run by Henry Villette. Looked like he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he stayed on his feet. Reverse field. And
it's having good balance, isn't it?
Wow. So 2nd and goal for Unioto on the Trojan 1. Yeah, he showed a great balance on that. And 45 seconds left in the game. Memphis Telephone Company postgame show coming up momentarily.
Looks like they're just going to let the clock run out. There's no sense in pouring salt in the wound here.
Yep. 33 seconds left, and yep, they're going to. Looks like they're going to reset the clock, and yep, like you said, Coach, that is going to be all she wrote in this one tonight.
That's a nice gesture by their coach.
Yep.
You didn't need to run it up.
The Unioto Shermans are victorious tonight over the Portsmouth Trojans. They win it 42-0. The Memphis Telephone and Memphis TV postgame shows coming up next. We'll take a 5-minute break and be back after that. You're listening to High School Sports on Total Media Sports and Mix 99.3.
At People's Bank, our team of local, trust, and wealth management professionals can help you achieve your financial goals. We offer comprehensive services including investment management, retirement planning, estate planning, trust administration, and more. Our customized strategies are designed to grow and preserve your wealth while minimizing risk. Let People's Bank put our decades of expertise to work for you. Call me, Elise Dye, or one of our other trust and wealth management professionals today to schedule your free consultation. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Hi, I'm Gary Duzan of Portsmouth Insurance, a TAH Benefits partner.
And I'm Jay Hazelbaker, president of TAH Benefits.
Portsmouth Insurance specializes in helping local business owners with their employee benefits.
We understand that operating a business can be stressful. Let us alleviate at least one of those worries for you. Portsmouth Insurance understands the health insurance marketplace, and our commitment to service and knowledge of both the personal and business insurance markets can give you peace of mind.
For assistance with all of your employee benefit needs, call us at Portsmouth Insurance, 740-353-4105.
On the Esplanade Laser Center and Medical Spa in Portsmouth knows that looking better makes you feel better. On the Esplanade offers body contouring, numerous skin services such as microneedling and chemical pills, as well as Botox and Juvederm injections. Plus, On the Esplanade has Obagi skincare products, among others. Let On the Esplanade Laser Center and Medical Spa help you look your best. Visit On the Esplanade, 813 Gallia Street, Portsmouth, and follow On the Esplanade on Facebook. Collier Home Medical is expanding to open a second office in Grayson, Kentucky. Collier is a local durable medical equipment company providing and offering free setup of home medical equipment. Collier tends to home oxygen, portable oxygen, hospital beds, wheelchairs, rollators, walkers, and more. Collier Home Medical, now with offices at 1661 State Route 522 Wheelersburg, as well as at 146 South Carroll Malone Boulevard, Grayson. Call Berg at 740-574-0327. Phone the Grayson office to make an appointment at 740-981-6343. Collier Home Medical. The Counseling Center is the region's leader in youth and adolescent counseling and play therapy services. TCC plays a large role in substance abuse prevention services for area youth, providing more than 4,000 prevention services for area school-age children each year. In operation since 1981, the Counseling Center is the region's leader in behavioral health care. providing everything from substance abuse prevention and recovery to mental health counseling, primary care, vocational development, and job placement services. Learn more online at thecounselingcenter.org.
Combine over 75 years of experience and over a quarter of a century's reputation for expert transmission repair and specialized attention for your transmission. You're talking Suburban Transmission. At Suburban Transmission, you can go with confidence in taking your transmission troubles to them for professional service. Suburban Transmission guarantees all of their rebuilt transmission work, putting you back on the road safe and satisfied. Suburban Transmission of Sciotaville. Phone 776-2331. Their reputation in your vehicle rides on every job they do.
Since 1964, Little Septic Service in Wheelersburg has been dedicated to providing dependable septic service. Little serves Pike, Scioto, and all surrounding counties. Besides installing septic systems and cleaning out septic tanks, Little's does septic system renewal permit inspections. So when you receive a letter from your local health department telling you it's renewal time, just call Little Septic Service at 740-574-2033. From little problems to major issues, you can depend on Little Septic Service.
Hi, I'm Nancy Hawk, the owner of Real Estate Gallery. I'm inviting you to contact any of our professional realtors for all of your real estate needs, or visit our website at realestategallery.com. Real Estate Gallery Incorporated, Portsmouth and Wheelersburg.
Real Estate Gallery will be there every step of the way. Real Estate Gallery.
We at Swick Bentley Funeral Home want to help you celebrate the life that inspired you. Whether you have lost a loved one or want to pre-plan your own services, we are here to help. We can help you plan traditional burial or a cremation service, and our staff will work to ease the burden a loss leaves. We may be reached by phone at 740-456-4133 or email at info@sbentleyfh.com. And to all our local athletes, play hard and stay safe.
The Glockner family of dealerships offers the top brands: Chevrolet, GMC, Honda, Toyota, Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. Glockner has an amazing selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Ask about the Glockner Guarantee. 12-month, 12,000-mile new vehicle premier coverage and 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage included on qualifying used makes and models. Credit issues? No problem. Glockner Auto Credit will finance your future, not your past. Shop online at Glockner.com. At Glockner, we make it easy.
All right, welcome back here inside the Coliseum here on the campus of Portsmouth High School, where the Unioto Shermans have defeated the Portsmouth Trojans to open up 1-0 on the year, 42-0, your final score. Alongside Coach Kirk Clifford and Chuck Greenslade, I'm Christian Downey. It's now time for the Memphis Telephone Company postgame show. For over 100 years, the Memphis Telephone Company has proudly served the area with its communications needs. Today, the Memphis Telephone Company proudly provides fiber fast internet, TV, and telephone service on the area's only locally owned fiber optic network. You can call the Memphis Telephone Company at 740-820-2151 and talk to a real live and local person, or you can also visit their website at www.falcon1.net for more information. Fast fiber, local, the way it should be. The Memphis Telephone Company, 42-0, your final score tonight as Unioto comes out victorious. And Coach, we knew coming in that Unioto was a formidable opponent. I don't know if anybody quite thought like this, though.
No, I didn't think so either. I thought Unioto would have the upper hand with what we had to replace and the inexperience. And I think it's a classic example. Number one, Unioto is just a better football team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's quite obvious. We can sit here and analyze everything we want, but the fact of the matter is Unioto is better. Number two, exactly what and worry your head off about the entire preseason is when you've got an inexperienced team and they get down.
Yep.
Which way are they going to go? Are they going to fight the whole game,
Mm-hmm.
or are they going to tuck tail? And they didn't respond at halftime.
Right.
They come right out and Unioto scored in a minute 55 seconds.
Well, let's take a look at a deep dive into the statistics of this game, and we will pass the baton off to Chuck Greenslade.
All right, thank you, Christian. Let's look at the team stats for Portsmouth. The Trojans only managed 42 yards of total offense this evening, 8 on the ground, 34 through the air. Big thing for the Trojans, and I'm sure Coach Bruce Cobb is going to address this coming week.
They were penalized 13 times for 109 yards. Unioto reeled off 330 yards of total offense, 204 on the ground, and 126 through the air. The Shermans weren't perfect as far as penalties either, but it is the first game of the season, and you sometimes come to expect that. 10 penalties for 55 yards. That's what was called on Unioto. Individual stats. First for the Portsmouth Trojans on the ground. Fernando Poches had 6 carries for 16 yards. Marquez Locklear, 7 carries for -9 yards. D. Parker, 1 carry for -2 yards. Jamarcus Parker had a couple nice carries. He finished with 2 touches for 15 yards, showed some speed, quickness, and some nice moves. And Liam Livingston, backup quarterback, sacked a couple times. He wound up with a stat line of 2 carries for -12 yards. Marquez Locklear threw for 24 yards in tonight's game. Receiving-wise, Poches had 2 catches for 8 yards. Caleb Johnson, 2 receptions for 10. D. Parker, 1 catch for -2 yards. Cameron Williams, 5 catches for 13 yards. And Cason Myers had 1 catch for 14 yards. Leland Skurlock had a pair of first-half interceptions. Rushing for Unioto, Levi Beam had 2 carries for 14 yards. David Long, 3 touches for 9 yards. Isaac Coy, the quarterback, had 6 carries for 14 yards. He did have a 3-yard touchdown run. Yusef Wilson, 5 carries for 29 yards. And Cody Braden, he wound up with a couple touchdowns in the game and finished with 9 carries for 94 yards. He ripped off a big run right out of the gate to start off the second half, which really set the tone for the final 2 quarters of the game. Isaac Coy completed 8 of 13 passes through the air for 116 yards and a couple touchdowns, did toss a couple of interceptions. The backup quarterback, Blake Braden, threw a 9-yard TD to Braden Harsha. Harsha wound up with 3 catches in the game for 47 yards and that aforementioned TD. Jack Welsh of Unioto had 4 receptions for 38 yards, and Jackson Zickafoos had 2 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. Recapping the second half scoring, 2 touchdowns, both by the Unioto Shermans. The first one occurred at the 10:08 mark of the third period. A 4-play, 70-yard drive was capped off by a 9-yard touchdown pass from Coy to Welsh. Liam Matney added the extra point, making it 35-zip. And then on the final play of the third period, a 9-play, 45-yard drive was capped when Braden connected with Braden Harsha for an 8-yard TD, and Liam Matney added the extra point. That made it 42-0, and that wound up being your final score.
All right, Chuck, thank you so much. I know you had the ink going tonight.
Yeah, a lot of statting, that's for sure. Unfortunately, just a few more numbers read alongside those Sherman roster names than Portsmouth, but it's a long season, still 9 weeks for PHS, and you know they'll be revved up to play the West Senators next Friday.
Absolutely. A big rivalry game next week, and as you alluded to earlier, we will be there for sure. Thank you so much, Chuck.
You got it, buddy.
And, of course, the turnovers are a service of the Barrett Murphy Insurance Agency, 1031 Gallia Street in Portsmouth. Isn't it time you turned your insurance needs over to Barrett Murphy? And if so, you can call Dan Cassidy, 353-3121. We'll have more of the Memphis Telephone Company postgame show in a couple minutes on Mix 99.3.
High school football on this Total Media Group station is presented by Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Conley Trucking and Conley River Terminal, the Scioto County Career Technical Center, Carpenters Local Union 437, the Glockner family of dealerships, Gamps John Deere and Convenience Store, SOMC, Portsmouth Insurance, Monroe's Frame and Collision, the McKinley Funeral Home, as well as Collier Companies. Zane Ball is in the carpentry program at the Scioto County Career Technical Center. Zane is a junior from Clay High School who is on the Panther baseball team. Zane, what do you like about the Scioto County CTC and your program?
I like the CTC because I get to meet new people, and it's just getting me ready for my future. It's teaching me how to remodel buildings and stuff.
After high school, Zane intends to go to college for business and remodel homes. The Scioto County CTC, a proven past for building a better future.
Gamp's Corner, Route 140 in Slocum, is the perfect way to start the day. The BP convenience store opens the doors at 5:30 with home-cooked breakfast, coffee, and that first smile of the day. Everything from groceries, pop candy, bread, milk, or fertilizer. They've even got an ATM for fast cash. Starting at 11 o'clock, enjoy delicious homemade pizza cooked to order. And remember, the BP convenience store will also deliver your home heating, fuel, and kerosene. Your one-stop shop for everything is the BP convenience store, Route 140 in Slocum, where it's good and green both sides of the street.
Why is Southern Ohio Medical Center Urology Associates the perfect choice for you? It starts with the expert care of board-certified urologist Dr. Stephen Willems, followed by a variety of procedures offered right in the office, which means no hospital stay and a quicker recovery. Along with general urology care, SOMC Urology Associates also offers the latest in advanced treatments for enlarged prostate, including UroLift and Aquablation, board-certified expertise and the latest procedures in prostate care. SOMC Urology Associates is the perfect choice. Call us at 740-3564-URO today.
Back here one final time tonight from the Portsmouth Coliseum, where the Unioto Shermans are victorious over the Portsmouth Trojans tonight, 42-0. Alongside Hall of Famer Coach Kirk Clifford, I'm Christian Downey, and you're listening to the Memphis Telephone Company postgame show. It's now time to take a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule. It's the Glockner family of dealerships. Glance toward the future. We know that you sometimes can't make it out to the game, but just as Glockner makes the car buying process easy, the WNXT and WZZZ sports teams make listing high school sports easy. When buying a vehicle is in your future, visit the Glockner family of dealerships. Glockner Chevrolet GMC in Portsmouth, Glockner Honda Toyota also in Portsmouth, Glockner Chevrolet GMC in Ironton, Glockner Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram in Ashland and Portsmouth, Glockner Ford in South Point, and Glockner Auto Credit with 6 locations throughout the tri-state area: Portsmouth, South Point, Waverly, Jackson, Chillicothe, and Ashland. And, of course, you can visit them online at Glockner.com. Well, we have a couple games going on around the area tomorrow on our Total Media family of stations. The game that will be played right here on Mix 99.3, the Fairland Dragons will travel to the Rock to take on the West Senators. And a game that will be played on WNXT2, the Rock Hill Redmen will travel to Minford to take on the Minford Falcons. That is our upcoming broadcast schedule, brought to you by the Glockner family of dealerships. And now, Coach, it's time to give away some awards. We'll start first with the Carpenters Local Union 437. They congratulate the Portsmouth Trojans on constructing a great effort this evening. Although in a loss, still a great effort put forward by PHS with hard work, skill, and precision. A Carpenters Local Union 437 t-shirt will be presented to Portsmouth so their coaches can continue a worthy recipient. Maybe it was a starter who shined, possibly a scout team player who helped prepare the varsity, or maybe a manager who provided some inspiration. It takes the whole team. To learn more about joining your local Carpenters Union, contact Trampus Puckett at Carpenters Union Local 437 and construct a great life for you and your family. So we will give that to Coach Cobb. It's now time to name the Gamps John Deere Outstanding Run of the Game, with the winner receiving a certificate for a T-shirt from Gamps John Deere, Route 140 in Slocum. And, Coach, we decided to go with Fernando Poches, who had a few big runs tonight.
He played hard. He played hard from start to finish. He blocked well on the when the quarterback was rolling out. He went out and attacked that defensive end, which if you don't, you can't sprint out. But I thought he played a good game. He hustled the whole game.
It's time to name the Portsmouth Block Big Block of the game. It's brought to you by Portsmouth Block at 2700 Gallia Street and Portsmouth Building Supply at 1740 Gallia Street. Both of those are in Portsmouth, and it's a deuce for Fernando tonight. He had a big block out there, too, again.
Wow. I mean, that on a play that got them, on a play that Marquez hit Cam Williams. He would have never got that pass off had it not been for Fernando. Not only did he go out and block the end, but as I mentioned during the ball game, he actually turned his hips just like you're supposed to teach him and pinned that guy on the inside and gave Marquez time to throw.
It's time to name the Monroe's-Freeman Collision Big Collision of the game. The winner receives a T-shirt designating him as the big hitter of the game, courtesy of Kevin Monroe. And we decided to go with Cam Williams tonight, Coach, who had a couple big hits.
I saw the best hit of the night on a pass field. Coy hit one of their receivers, probably Zickafoose. He's got it. Yeah. But boy, Cameron put his shoulder right into him and dumped him right on his back.
Yes.
Really, not only was it a hard hit, it was a picture-perfect. It's one of those, what do they call those training films?
Right.
You show a training film on how to tackle somebody. So he deserved that.
The game's John Deere outstanding run of the game. We apologize. Well, I accidentally set Fernando Poches. It was actually Jamarcus Parker who came in late in the game and had a big run. So the freshman Jamarcus Parker.
Yes, Jamarcus. Wow, quick.
Yes.
Just really quick.
Yes, very quick. The Roger Snuffy Player of the Game is presented by Collier Companies in honor of longtime area sports broadcasters Roger Gray and Jim Snuffy Smith. Collier Companies is located on Collier Corner at 1661 State Route 522 in Wintersburg and consists of Collier Construction and Collier Leasing, as well as Collier Safety, Collier Medical, and Collier Home Medical Services. They also are providing a $50 gift card from the side of river to any defender who forces a safety. We did not have a safety tonight, so Coach, I think we might have to save that. You know, we might go there ourselves until we give it away.
Absolutely.
But tonight, we already mentioned it, Fernando Poches. He had a great night defensively, offensively, even though it wasn't the outcome that the Trojans wanted. He still put forth just a valiant effort tonight.
Yep.
So congratulations to our award winners. Well, that'll do it from us tonight. From our studio engineers back at the station, John Canson, Greg Tackett, thank you so much. Always do a great job for us. Our Kool TV media crew does a great job, did an awesome job tonight. From Chuck Greenslate, Matt Payton, and Coach Clifford. Coach, it's always a pleasure, and we'll rendezvous again next week.
Absolutely, my friend.
I'm Christian Downey. You've been listening and watching to Ohio High School football on Total Media Sports and Mix 99.3. So long, everyone.
Thank you for watching the Portsmouth Football Game of the Week on Kool TV. This broadcast of the Portsmouth Football Game of the Week has been an exclusive sports presentation of the Total Media Sports Network and Kool TV.